Oh, what's up, YouTube? I hope everyone is having a great day. Um, I'm confused. Is this April Fool? This has to be an April Fool's joke. I know this has to be an April Fool's joke. I know we ain't. I know we are not serious about all of these shenanigans and these slapstick vaudeville chitlin circuit type of what can I say? These plays, these scenes, these skits, these storylines. What's really going on? I'm confused. So let me say something really quickly. Let me be very clear. It is not my job to fight these folk in these YouTube streets. Now, King Roman has a mission, and this is his mission. It is not because anybody is scared. It is not even dealing with that. If people were scared, they wouldn't even come on YouTube, period. Because there's a risk coming on YouTube, period. We know that. Nobody is scared. I'm just tired of the foolishness. As I said earlier, I am so indifferent. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to be clear again. When I went through my stuff, Grown Folks TV was calling and on this crusade and all of this stuff. And when somebody else in another sector did what they did to me, I didn't see Bree, I didn't see Ness, I didn't see none of these folks. I only had a few content creators to reach out to me and say, hey, I am sorry that happened to you. And you know what? That was good because I didn't expect anybody to do that for me. And then on top of that, it was the beef sector, some of the content creators, not all, but it was some of the content in the beef sector that got mad because I got the $3,000. And do you now expect me to sit here and fight for folk? Absolutely not. And I meant what I said. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. Number one, I didn't invite them folk in. I didn't tell them to come in. They're not on my panels. So, as I said earlier, I did not make that purchase and I'm not retaining the receipt for it. If King Roman wants to be the Cape Crusader, let him do what it do. I don't feel no ways about it. Don't feel no guilt about it. I'm going to walk in and do what I got to do because I have gone through all of this stuff and now it's not the time to say, oh, we need to band up against these folks. Absolutely not. And one thing that Olivia the Oracle said, because I was on her channel a little bit listening, but what she did say was it's these women, these heterosexual women who I guess need attention, letting these straight men come on and do whatever they want and say whatever they want about gay men. And you expect me to now come to the rescue and try to do the cleanup? Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't have nothing to do with Grown Folk TV. You know why? Because he is not welcome on my platform. He don't click over here because he don't come on anymore. And there are some people who don't come on my platform. And I don't go listen to him either. They said that he did something with VS. Couldn't tell you what it was about because I don't go over there. Because nothing he says really is of interest to me because all he spews out is homophobic, misogynistic stuff. And one thing Olivia did say, and somebody else said it too, that he uses these women and then he does what he wants to and then won't apologize. And I told you, even his apology to me was with suspect, and it was only contingent upon what we do when we go forward. And after that T.S. Madison thing, I'm like, I'm done with you because I see what you're about. And you really got some issues. And guess what? I don't go over and bother him. I don't say anything about him in that manner. I move on. But I cannot believe that these people really think that somebody is obligated to sit there and fight for these people. King Roman and ZX and all of these folk, they can sit there and fight. Nobody is scared. I just don't owe nobody nothing. I don't owe nobody anything. And I didn't get this outpouring of support in my situation. And guess what? I kept on moving. And that's all. Hold on for a minute, you all. I got a phone call. Okay, you all, I'm back. I am back. And let me say this, I have no reason to fight these people. Now, I know that people are trolling. I know they're saying a lot of ugly stuff, but that's why I don't want them on my platform. That's why I don't want to interact with them. I don't want to interact with people on that level. And let me say this, I don't even want to interact with some beef sector people anymore, to be quite honest. I mean, back in the day when it was Wild Wild West, and when we were doing skits and stuff, it was good. But I don't want to interact with some of these. I don't even want to interact with some beef sector people, much less than some people who I don't know. And doing all of this, if you all could have gone into my back chat and seen all the mess and the nastiness that these people were trying to inflict, I mean, who needs white people when you got black people willing to do this kind of stuff? Who needs, we so concerned about these folk, but we got people sitting right here in our midst who will do it for free. And I'm being real. So, Olivia, I don't have nothing against you, but Olivia, this is why this OG is not doing all of this stuff that King Roman is doing. Because, first of all, I don't need to be involved in that, because that's not my battle. That's not my war. That's not my receipt. That's not my purchase. I don't deal with Brianna. I don't deal with Pizarro. We don't have conversation like that. I didn't bring these people in, and that's how I feel about it. And again, I do hold an ought, because when all of this stuff was happening with me, all these people did was make content, have a key, and then got pissed off because I got money. Because people said, "No, Jay, you ain't gonna go out like that. We gonna bless you," and that's it. Okay, Miss Olivia, I'm glad you here, Miss Olivia. Because Miss Olivia, sometimes we got to straighten stuff up, because a lot of us OGs are not involved in this stuff, because again, we don't deal with these people. And again, with me, I don't forget. I don't forget that these people made content about me, laughed about the situation, then got pissed off because I made some money. And now all of a sudden, this junk is happening to them, and then I'm supposed to come up here and be part of the legal justice. The devil is a liar, and again, it ain't my issue, and I'm not gonna make it my issue. I ain't scared of not one person, Miss Olivia, and it's good to see you. But I'm not scared of one person. But I have some memories. And at this particular point, I don't have time for that. I don't even have time for some people in the beef sector. And Miss Olivia, one thing you did say was right. Most of these gay men are working, and we have careers, and we don't have time to deal with this foolishness and this stupid stuff. We don't have time for this. I don't. And so Brianna and all of these people, they do what they gotta do. I don't even address stuff anymore. I mean, whatever you want to say, you say. Do what you gotta do. No, I'm serious about that, Miss Philadelphia. And I don't deal with ZX. Here is a man who I'm like, do you work? Do you have a career? What do you do? Because it seems like you are online all the time, and you got the nerve to call people and all of that stuff, and I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. And I'm glad, base girl, because it's not, and I'm letting folk know ahead of time, don't. But what I'm not going to deal with is people saying, oh, these people fighting against them, what are OGs? And so again, since they're not mentioning specific names and they're saying OGs, I'm making sure to let people know why I am not in the mess, base girl. So again, we don't have to worry. So we are very clear of why I ain't in the mess. And if they're not mentioning me, that's great. But when you say OGs, you don't mention specific names. That could be anybody. If you're going to mention it, mention it. Mention specific names and let's go on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I'm really not interested in that mess. And that's what I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just being clear on it because I've heard a lot of people say, and Miss Olivia, the link has been dropped. If you want to come on, it's up to you. But people have been saying, "Oh, we're the OGs and all of this stuff," and like we supposed to come up and do something. Like we supposed, and I have been very clear in saying that a lot of this stuff that's going on now, it is not old OGs. Now it may be one or two who hang around with these people, who hang around with these people that may be involved. But for some of us, absolutely not. So whether my name was mentioned or not, I'm being very clear because again, it seems like people are not being very clear in their assessments. And I keep on hearing, well, where these OGs at and all of this stuff. And most of us are like, we working, we got other things to do. We really don't care. Don't put me in this. If King Roman wants to be Martin Luther the King of the beef sector, or Malcolm X or the Marcus Garvey baby, be that. I'm just not with it, especially with these people who have opened that portal. And I've heard this person say, Brianna, many times that they want to expand and go out and do this and so on and so forth. So now you got what you wanted, and this is what's happening. And I don't have a problem with expansion. I really don't. But my thing is, who you expanding with, and is it going to compliment me? Why am I going to expand with some homophobic people, people who are just as vile and nasty, and seem like they don't have no ambition in life? Absolutely not. This is why I sit there and side eye up at it. I'm like, girl, I know you was joking, talking about somebody is jealous of you. Absolutely not. And if all you got is YouTube, then you don't have much of anything, do you? Baby, I don't care about these numbers. Numbers come, numbers go. You up 1 minute, down the next minute. Who cares about that? But you have been used on everybody's platform, and now they done kick you to the curb and you pissed off. Absolutely not. Well, base girl, I'm making sure. And I'm making sure and making clear that folk know, regardless of, I am not the one. And we're not doing that. So, base girl, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. But I am making sure to let people know that I am not with no merge, no swirl, or no anything else. And my thing is, if people fight, let them fight. But just stop saying OGs. If you're going to say OGs, mention which specific OGs. I'm just telling you why I am not in the fight. I am telling you why I'm not being involved in that mess. Because again, when I went through my stuff, I ain't seen nobody up there having all of this outcry. So screw it, and whatever happens, happens. And that's my feelings on it. And that's where I'm going to stand. I ain't scared of nobody. At the end of the day, that ain't my fight. That ain't my purchase. And I don't have a receipt to it. So base girl, that's all I'm saying. And I understand what you're saying, but I'm making sure it's perfectly clear. So there's no confusion whether my name is mentioned or not. But there's no confusion. What's up, Miss Olivia?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing. I saw you in my chat earlier. I think you misunderstood what I was saying. Um, but let me be clear as well. I wasn't asking anybody to fight for anybody. I fight for myself, and I don't fight for nobody else either. Everybody know that. I was doing commentary as to what I saw going on. When it comes to the bison over there inviting all these dusties in the sector. And when I mentioned King Roman news, I was mentioning the fact that if somebody comes at him in particular, he's going to fight back with them. He's not just going to lay down; he's going to stand up to him, right? And as far as I don't think I mentioned your name, and I haven't heard you going. The last time I heard you going back and forth with his Dusty, it was glitter boots, as far as I'm concerned. But no, I don't. Now I don't know. Now I have heard people saying, why don't the OGs fight back and all of this and all that. I mean, fight. I mean, if they're not mentioning your name, then it's not for you to fight back for.
Yeah,
But
I
when I
just
see
wish they'd
somebody,
be specific because OGs can consist of many things. And I
hmm
understand what you're saying, Miss Olivia, and trust
hmm
me, I really, really do. But a
hmm
lot of us don't really care. And a lot of
yep,
us,
right, I
my
don't
thing is
care.
this: I don't have
Yeah.
time to fight with you. The best thing is I close the oven door and smother the fire.
But I mean,
That's what
I
I
just
do.
do. I don't fight with any. I just do my commentary. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I
Because
get you.
basically, I said what I said. You know what I mean? I'm referencing whatever commentary I do.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
but
that
but Miss
today.
Olivia, let me make this clear though, and this is why. And regardless, and even with this situation, again,
Mm-hmm,
when they called my job that I wasn't supposed to have because I wasn't
mm-hmm,
ordained and all of
mm-hmm.
this, these folk had a field day, had commentary, and then when I got some money, then they had an issue. So I say, fuck them. That's what I say. You heard it right out my mouth. I usually don't cuss, but that's how I feel.
Yeah,
So my thing is, this stuff that's going on right now.
yeah,
Oh well, and that's how
yeah.
I feel about it.
I think we're talking about two different things. Really, I
No, no, no.
understand what
We
you're
talking about the
saying.
same thing. I see people
Well,
doing this doxing. I see people coming after folk and so on and so
yeah,
forth. And all I
yeah.
gotta say, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, no, but as far as that, I was really referencing. I thought it was, quite thirsty of, dick pigs and bices and stuff like that to be going into these other dusty chats and dragging them over here and allowing, and because you're dragging them over here, that they have, these people have like 30 and 40 subscribers, but now they're getting 1,000 people in their chats because the Bison opened the door. Bison Bree opened the door for him to come over here. These guys, simply because she's thirsty. It ain't even about being messy. It ain't even about her making no money. It's because she wants some attention because she's an incel, and she's inviting other incels over here. And I just heard I was listening to a little bit of old girls chat over there, and now that this one dude that she loves, that Cole, do whatever his name is, he's taking credit for people the way that people are doing their chats or something like that. And I'm like, huh? Are you
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Well, they
So
came
that's
on my
some stuff
channel
that was
last
happening.
night, and you wouldn't believe the homophobic stuff that they were putting in the back chat because I wouldn't let them in, and I was
Yeah,
banning
right.
them, and they was getting troll pages and so on and
Yeah,
so forth. And again,
yeah,
I heard one person say, "Well, the only reason why I don't say it because it's hate speech, and they'll take me off." But again, she'll let somebody else come and do it. So my thing
right.
is, I see you who for who you are. So it's all
That's what.
good with me.
hmm Yeah, that's all. That's what my commentary was about. But I don't even reference. I don't even use that OG reference thing or whatever. That's not my thing or whatever. But I don't expect anybody to fight for anybody. Like you fight for
But
yourself
Miss
in a G
Olivia, though,
section.
it started way before you, and it's really
hmm
not a but you know, people like I got this base girl here, but again, it's slick stuff. I know this
Yeah.
sector well enough to know how it runs and how it goes. I
hmm
really do. And I just want to be very clear, whether they
Yeah.
mention my name or not, I want to be
hmm
very clear that I
hmm
would not, absolutely not, get
hmm
involved in this. And
hmm
again, this is not my fight, whether I'm
Yeah.
mentioned or not. And
hmm
I just think it's silly. And like I said earlier, it's some people in the B sector that I don't even want to deal with anymore because
Oh,
I just think
absolutely.
they low rent, and I just
Yeah.
think I just don't want to deal with those
Yeah.
type of people anymore. And you're right, Miss Olivia, because most of us work and have jobs and have these things. We don't have time for all of this foolishness.
Oh no, no. I don't have time for it. When I come on and do my commentary, I don't. I just come on and do my commentary. I say what I say, you know, and I mean it, and that's my commentary.
And
I
I'm
don't
not
do
upset with
anything.
you, Miss Olivia. I've always
Oh, I
respected
know
you for
you're not
doing what
upset
you
with me. You
do.
don't have no reason to be. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. But I'm just tired of hearing it over and over again. I don't deal with ZX. I totally ignore him because that man wants attention. He
Right.
wants somebody to mention him. He
Right. I
want
mean, yeah, but
he
they've
craves
resurrected
that.
him. From what I noticed, they resurrected him a couple of days ago. So I'm thinking he gonna get another chance over here or something or whatever. It
Yeah.
don't matter to me at the end of the day. I'm just doing it for those that don't understand what was going on. That is what my commentary was about today because I've seen this before in the old black sector. Them GX people, they're not even black sector. But as far as those guys, those disrespectful guys that are coming over here, they don't even like black women. They don't like themselves. And I heard Ness over there referencing the passport bros, and I'm thinking, hold up, wait a minute, they coming over here now too? They don't
But you
like black
remember,
women.
Miss
Wait,
Olivia.
let me finish. Can I just finish? As far as the passport bros is for you ladies that are pick men and follow behind these people. They don't like black women. That's why they promote other heterosexual black men. They promote them getting a passport so that they can go to places like the Dominican Republic and fool with those types of women because they don't like black women. And for you guys, for those guys that are supporting people like the Shakim Rods, the people that be on Next Panel and Brianna's Panel, those people they don't even like black women. Okay, and then the cold guy said he got an Asian wife with 4 kids, which I don't believe. He's just an incel anyway. I mean, y'all ain't got to be throwing y'all money and y'all clicks and views to these people that don't like y'all anyway. And that is what my video was about today. My
So
video
Miss
wasn't about
Olivia,
nobody fighting back nobody. I'm just letting them
really
know. I was
quickly,
just
Miss Olivia,
Mhm.
didn't I say this when that Cola Nix thing happened and all of this stuff? Didn't I say that these men don't like these black women? They done
They don't
had
like
some
black women.
issues somewhere, and they want to get these powerful black women or black women who seem like they got something going on to
Mhm.
really woo them, but they do not really like them. Their whole job is sitting there to make them look like a fool and to desecrate them. This is why I had some
But
issue with some people going on these trips because I saw from afar how these dudes were operating and they didn't
yeah,
really care about these women. It was clicks and
no.
views and to make them look stupid.
Yes. Well, that's what I
And I
was talking
said it a
about
long
in my
time ago.
live today. Especially, I was talking about how they're patting her on her, bison back and all this and all that. But at the end of the day, when they think they got the upper hand, they are very abusive. And when they think they got the upper hand over her, then they just gonna start dogging her out too. But right now they stroking her ego and got her thinking that she the queen or something. But you just getting used. They consider you a weak woman. And I know I was looking at a little bit of that chat, and Sassy came up and she was going at one of the dudes. They don't like women like Sassy, for instance, that she's strong. They would never come in my chat because they already know that I know what they're about, because I've been in the old black sector dealing with the for real manosphere. These Dusties are so weak, they wouldn't even fit in over there with the manosphere. And I don't even understand why they're getting propped up over here. That is what my video was about today. It ain't about nobody fighting back, nobody in the B sector. Number one, they ain't even nobody to fight, because they just want attention. It's one of them guys that shot him, Rod guy. I keep referring his name over and over again. All of his content now is about the B sector, but you say you're from the Umar sector. Well, why aren't you talking about Pan Africanism? Then I heard people from other sectors are saying they're from the B sector and they're bringing these people over here, but they're really not from the B sector. And I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, and like I
So,
said, Miss
yeah.
Olivia, I really don't have a problem. And Base Girl or 3, you feel that way, but I know, I see what's going on, I see what's happening, I know what narratives people try to push, and I'm not saying that Miss Olivia is, but again, I
Oh, no,
said
I'm
what
not
I
trying to push
said.
no narrative.
We
I'm
are
just
going
letting
to
you know.
agree to disagree, but my thing is,
No,
I said what I said, and I have
no,
many
no, we're
reasons for
not
not to be
disagreeing. I
involved.
don't. I understand what you're saying about you not gonna fight nobody's battles. I just hit the link to tell you that that was not the purpose of my
I
chat.
got it.
I
I
don't
got it, Miss
disagree with
Olivia.
what you're saying. You probably didn't hear the whole thing, but my chat was to the women because, like I said, everybody know I'm black first, but I'm black woman first. And when you got women leading these other women to places just so they can be used, that is why I spoke up about it. Because I know this type of dude that's online. These guys that she's bringing over here, I know that type of dude, that type of online, personality for these dusty black guys, and the women that want to hear it. I just want to, I sound a lot of alarms, and I just wanted to sound that alarm in case they didn't know what was going on. Because a lot of people don't even go to other sectors and see how some of these dudes be moving. They don't even
Well,
like black women.
well,
So
Miss
while you
Olivia,
run
I
into their
saw that
chat,
in that Cola Nick situation, and
right,
here his wife sitting here, who's an officer, and she's the one who making the coins, and then this is what he does. I'm like, are you serious? And I had
right.
a
That's what
problem
I'm
with that,
saying. They
and
don't
I've
even.
noticed that with a lot of these people,
Yes,
with the
yes.
Claudiva situation. I
Hmm.
mean, I had to tell him, well, how you gonna talk about Claudiva feet, but yet you still screwed her, and now you're trying to make it like she. Miss Olivia, I see it. And like I
Yeah,
said, we may
yeah.
fight back and forth over here, but one thing we don't do is try to make you look stupid and sleep with you and make you look less than and all of that
But
stuff. And
that is
I'm
what
not saying
they
it's
that's
perfect.
yeah, that's what they want to do. And like HTX says, they didn't come to support, they came to take over. Exactly, HTX. That is what my live was about this morning. Just wanted to see the subscribers run the content, not the content creators. And if you don't want to be disrespected by these dudes that don't like you anyway, because this is a predominantly black woman sector. You know what I mean? And if you don't, when they start disrespecting you, and you don't want to be disrespected, then just simply don't go over there. You ain't got to follow a Bison or nobody else over there to be disrespected. That is the. I wasn't even trying to. I was just trying to tell the truth. It wasn't even about nobody. The men fighting back. When I reference like King Roman News and ODS, if those guys say something to them, they're gonna clap back at them. Do you see what I'm
Well,
saying? And that
well,
is,
I
but as far
understand,
as
but I'm to the
anybody
point,
fighting
like I
for
said,
anybody else, no,
I got you. I'm to the point now where I don't even give these people play. I know
I
what
don't
they're
either.
about. I
Yeah.
don't go to their channels. I
Me
don't
either.
argue with
Absolutely
them.
not.
I just go
Yeah.
ahead and block them. ZX was pissed off because I think we were having a conversation and he was not invited up and he blew a gasket. So what? Don't care. Because once you did what you did to TS Madison, I'm like, I'm done with you. And so you don't have to like her. But what you're not going to do is be on my platform, and I don't allow that. It's 2024. It's a new day. I mean, you live and learn. We should have lived. We've been on this thing for 5 years now. And my thing is either you're part of the problem, part of the solution. I don't want to be a part of any of that mess. And like I said, some people in the beef sector ain't even welcome over here anymore because it's just a lot of chaos and confusion and silliness and stupidness. And
That's all.
that's it. So I get you. I get what you're saying, Miss Olivia,
Yeah.
but it's a
Yeah.
mess out there. It's a
Yeah. I
mess.
just didn't want you to think. I don't. Now I've heard people tell me, "So well, I don't the beef sector fight back and all this and all that," but I am not one of them. When I came in here, when I came to the B sector years ago, you fought for yourself, and now a lot of people talking about some protection and all this and all that. That came from the bison them over there. I don't understand it either about protection and why do you need protection? Why don't you know how to fight for yourself? But time wasted. Thank you for realizing that I really just came to sound the alarm, trying to help the black women that have not ever gone to these other sectors. Because some people come to the B sector, and they have not even, they are new and they don't even know about the shenanigans that these anti-black woman, black men be trying to pull, and especially
Well, not
you
only that,
pull.
Miss Olivia, let me go a little step further. How can you be a gay man over there with those women and allow those men to say what the hell they want, and then you
I
still think
agree.
that's your bestie? Hell to the no.
I agree with that. I agree. I mean, because they don't like gay men, and they may be, acting, nice to those men, and everybody ought to know what GX think. By now, I don't even know why they fooling with that fool. I don't know how he got resurrected with his old butt, but those guys over there are just like GX. They're under the same philosophy. So if you are sitting on a panel with them, not only do they not like black women, they don't like gay men. Most of them are
No, they
homophobic.
don't.
They homophobic for real. People have called me homophobic, but no, baby, those men are homophobic. Okay, and they are hetero black woman
And
phobic,
that's
if
what
you
I don't
will.
get, because again, I don't go over their channel because I really don't want to listen to their commentary, and there's nothing that's really there for me. So what confuses and confounds me is why you're always in my channel trying to click my link, because I'm not
Because
interested in it.
they want attention from, they want to click your link, Jay Wilson. You are a gay man, and they think they gonna come up here and debate you about you being you. See, that's the way those men move. Just like if time goes on and they get ingratiated in this sector, they'll be battling back and forth with black women. See, they done destroyed the old black sector because it got so bad over with the Manosphere. The FBI put them under investigation and all of this and all of that. And then they kind of scattered to the winds because they got scared. And now you got dust flying all over the place looking for somewhere to land. Do you
Yeah,
see
well,
what I'm
you know
saying?
what happened with that when that man went in that subway and
In
did
the
what he did,
subway, yes.
and he was
Absolutely.
a
I
part of
mentioned
the
that today.
manosphere.
Yes, absolutely. And they are
Hmm.
afraid to do all their anti-black woman content now, because it was breeding a whole bunch of nonsense. So, like I said, you have a lot of dust flying everywhere. And some of them have tried to land over here. That's all that you see going on. I've seen it before. But you just watch Jay Wilson. And I'm just going. I done sounded the alarm, and once I sound the alarm, that's all I got to say about it. But I'm gonna sit back and watch and see how long it takes for these men that they welcome on their panels to turn on them and call themselves taking over. Okay, and then you got a whole lot of black women that don't understand what's going on. By the time you understand what's going on, you're gonna end up either not being scared to say something at all or trying to fight back when you should be just cussing them out and moving it right along. It don't matter if that bison is trying to be a portal for them or not. If you don't like the content, just simply don't support it.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I agree with you.
And they
Um,
call them the Umar boys. If you're an Umar boy, why you ain't talking about Pan Africanism? Why you over here doing content in the beef sector and you supposed to be part of some Umar Johnson sector that I never heard of in the first place? But if you're a Umar boy, then you're talking about Pan Africanism. You ain't over here worried about what women doing in the beef sector. That don't make no sense to me. And why you ain't at work? Where is your job? When I say that my husband is at work, he retired me. Okay, and even then, I don't have time to do it because all the time. That's why I'm not on consistently because I do a lot of volunteer work. But what do they do all day? Sit online like a whole bunch of females and they cackle more than females. Anytime you get a man online, he call himself heterosexual or whatever, and he got more arguments with women and other men that sit online all day, that ought to make you side eye them. And then you got a Bison being thirsty over Dusty. Child, that says a lot about these people. But people are not paying attention. But okay.
well, let me say this: black people, they trying to close these schools, our schools, state
Yes.
institutions. They're trying to
You
close 3
mentioned
in Mississippi.
Yeah,
They're
you
coming
mentioned
after Tennessee State
Tennessee.
after holding all of that money from Tennessee State.
That's why
Now
the
they got
white
to
folks
pay
try
it.
to. That's Jay Wilson. That's why them white folks took over the board. Okay,
I
because
know.
they want to get to that money, and when they get to that money and suck all that money out of TSU, TSU is going to be destroyed. That is what
That's what
they're
they want to
trying to
do.
do. That's
But let me say
that's why they
this.
got rid of that board. Yeah,
You know it's sad when a woman takes her life at a university that is HBCU and then they reinstall a white president again. I'm telling you, it's a
ain't that
lot going
something?
out there.
On a HBCU,
Yeah, that's
Lord.
that Lincoln in Missouri. So my thing
Whew.
is, if you're really Umar's boys, then you need to be talking about things that are very critical, like that kind of stuff. I don't
Yeah,
have time to be talking about foolishness. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to deal with that, but these people are doing some malicious, vicious stuff that I'm like, people
yeah,
who don't have nothing to lose will cause you to lose everything. And this
that's
is why I
right.
don't want people on my platform. This is why I
Yep,
want to talk to some people. Uppity,
yeah.
baby, I'm not jealous of you. My heart goes out to you because when you're dealing with the state and when the state controls your life, then you are you beholden to the state pretty much. So I'm not. I hope you get your stuff together with your children. I hope you get some teeth. I really do. My heart goes out to you because you really think that somebody is jealous. I thought it was an April Fool's joke. But I'm here to let you know that I don't have no reason to be jealous of anyone. People who really got stuff going on in their life, even though they may have some uphill challenges, they're never jealous of anybody, and they'll find a way.
Right.
They will find a way. So no one is
Mhm.
jealous. Olivia is a strong woman. We don't agree on everything, but I ain't never think Olivia was jealous of me and vice versa because she's a strong woman and she got things going on. It's these weak people who want to convince you that people are jealous of them, and it's not the case. Because
Well, you
people
would
who really
never hear
got
me
something going
saying.
on in their life really got something going on in their life.
Yeah, you'll never hear me saying something like, well, uh, you jealous of me, or even responding to some nonsense like it, because that says a lot about your ooh, child, your the security within yourself. You know what I mean? And so, but you have some of these content creators up here on this channel that feel that way, unfortunately, and we are all adults. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have to be all that. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I said I don't even beef anymore. I come out here and do my commentary because Jay Wilson, this stuff that's going on uh right now, this little whatever is so ridiculous to where it's laughable. It's so, lowbrow. It's so halfway unintelligent. It ain't funny, and you got a whole bunch of men over here making creating storylines, but then you got the women that call themselves the queen over here, trying to make their storylines relevant, and their
I
storylines
guess.
are not a really. You will be in a pick me. You done open the portal for all these guys to come over here that don't are not entertaining at all. You know what I mean? And she ain't the only one. But they're getting out the mostly women in their channels to go over there to these dudes channels to support these dudes, and they ain't even worth supporting. They don't even like y'all like that for real. But y'all find them behind a bison and a ex crackhead. So, but if that's what you want to do,
But the
do
gay
it.
men over there just hanging on over there, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, really? And my thing is,
But I'm not.
y'all
But
sitting up
they
there
don't. They know
supporting
that.
these men, and you know how they
that
feel about you, and you letting these
yes.
it's crazy.
But do the black women know how they really feel about them? They don't like them either.
No, they don't. They
That is
don't.
why I did my video that they don't like them either. If y'all follow behind that pig, they don't like y'all either.
Yep. But it
Now
is what it is.
the
And
ex
Miss Olivia, I
crackhead
think
over
you
there
sounded
promoting
alarm,
the
and I think we will probably see it. And I think they know it as well. But I've heard Brianna say many times that we should expand and everything. And I don't have a problem with the beef sector going, but at least expand in some people who have some similar interests and some
right.
things like this, and not this lowbrow,
Yes.
low hanging fruit type of mess. Yeah.
Yes. And then you should not lead your subscribers over there to people that don't like you, number one, and just want to use you for number two, whatever it is. That somebody said in my chat that Brianna be going to these sectors talking about some she won the beef sector, so she can get all the guys. to come to her channel so she can be the portal. Honey, she just want attention. It ain't even about clicks and views and money. Out of the way with this chick. It's about attention. She is an incel, honey. She is involuntarily celibate and she is miserable. And when she come online, she get to live out her fantasies. And because they stroking her fat pig back to have somewhere to go, she loving it. That at the end of the day, I can't stand rabbits. That's what it's about.
Well, like I said, Olivia, I rarely watch her or pizza unless something is worth interest. But I'm looking, I'm getting ready to plan another meet and greet.
Hmm.
And see, this is what content creators do. and and we do stuff that's fun. We do stuff that and some of these people don't even do that. And I just look at it and I say there are tiers of beef sector. You got this new stuff, you got this
Hmm.
middle stuff, and then you got the
Hmm.
people who were like foundational. And people who are foundational, with the exception of a few, we don't have time for a whole lot of this stuff. And don't get me wrong, we had some issues even in foundational stuff and we didn't agree with, but nothing so low brow and so
Right.
this is a mess. It ain't you're right, it ain't funny, it's not
Mm-mm.
entertaining. And
Mm-mm.
like I said earlier, who need white people to do stuff while these black people will sit here and do it? I'm just looking at this and I'm like, really?
Even the fake storylines ain't entertaining. Especially when I heard that guy talking about something when he was 19, he was a swinger and the woman was 45 and this, that, and Brianna over there, just feeding all into it. I'm thinking, don't y'all realize that's a lie? That's a weak storyline at best. And then when he said it, they said he said it 2 years ago around a whole bunch of men. That was him trying to just invent some story so the dudes can think his incel ass is cool or something. And they done took it 2 years later and they brought it over here and it's supposed to be entertaining. And I'm thinking, like, why would this even be entertaining? What do they even have to do with the beef sector?
Nothing.
That don't even sound right. And then who
Nothing
cares
at all.
anyway? It's not even entertaining. Who cares?
Hmm. Yeah. And like I said, Olivia, that's the audience, and if that's what they want, that's what they want. But when you have other things going on in your life, this the numbers, all of that stuff, it really doesn't matter. You come on, you do what you got to do,
Yeah.
you click off, and you move on. But
Right.
yeah, I think you're right. And I saw a long time ago with women as well. I sound the alarm. It was
Yeah.
making me mad that these women were getting with people from these other sectors and dating and doing all of this stuff. And then I'm like,
Right.
these dudes are just here for clicks and views. All of this
Yeah.
stuff. I saw it with Cardiva Shug. I saw it with Cola Nick and Nick. I saw it with that. I kept on seeing this pattern of these so-called heterosexual men.
Yeah.
And people said that you trying to separate heterosexual men from women. No,
No, Jay
no.
Wilson, that's been going on in the old black sector is what I've said. That's stuff that when you heard Glitter Boots talking about some he black sector, I don't know how they adopted. They stole that name, but in the old black sector, that was commonplace. They've been doing it. Well, we're doing it until they got served for years. It was a certain group of women they called the pygmies over there, and they would like actually fly out to meet these men and get used by these men. A couple of those women were assaulted. It's this guy named Game Changer over there. He used to call himself being into BDSM, and he was just assaulting, the women, and they would come back and tell their stories that they had been, assaulted by this guy. And he's supposed to have been Manosphere. They've been doing it over there in the old black sector, and so I guess they're trying to adopt that strategy over here. Do you see what I'm saying? But like I said, I was trying to sound the alarm because there are a lot of women in the B sector that came into the B sector that don't know about the people actually being assaulted, people being taken for all their money and all of this and all of that. And so I said, well, let me come on, do me a little video and tell everybody what's going on. That was the reason for my video. But as far as fighting back, you guys know, it wasn't about that. That wasn't the subject. Not when it came to mine. I was trying to warn the women because you got people like Brianna and this, making these men seem like they all this and all of that. when they not doing nothing but trying to use them. And God forbid you go actually meet them and something happened to you. But that's been going on. So yeah. Can you hear me, Jay Wilson?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I just seen that Diva Tomboys just clicked up. What's
Okay.
up, Diva?
Hey, Jay Wilson, and hey, Miss Olivia, how you guys doing today?
We're doing well.
My bad.
Great. So, I did hear, you did read, because I still watch your shows. I enjoy your shows, and plus, of course, I have to report the news. And I did see that you did read one of my wall posts, and then you went on to say that we can have a conversation. I did make a live stream a few weeks ago, and I was respectfully asking that you refrain from saying that I got you fired from your job, because it simply is not true.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I'm looking at that because I saw some internet stuff that came about where there was a board meeting and it was taken and it seems like you were advocating that this person work here, and that really got people's interest to call the jobs. I
Mhm.
think we have to have a conversation before we can start saying that this is this, because I saw one thing and you're telling me you didn't, and then I have GX or Grown Folk TV calling, so I'm feeling a certain kind of way. And then I saw the situation that happened with Ghetto Intellect, and I'm like, well, is this person's MO to do this? And so yeah, so that was my perception because I knew exactly what happened and how it happened. And
Well,
so I saw that and it was like, well, is she leading people to this and she's telling people that they need to get rid of me? Because I saw that with my own eyes. So did somebody set you up or hack into your system to do that?
this goes along with what you guys are actually discussing, because I love Miss Olivia commentary, and I also love your commentary. So both of you
Mm-hmm.
guys on a panel at the same time, I'm like thoroughly into it. However, this goes to say the same thing goes for other people and places where people come from. I know the beef sector is very adamant about knowing history and not too comfortable with people who just assume things about people. Propaganda does exist on YouTube and these small places. Also, cultish like behavior exists. So, when you are an independent person and you don't follow underneath anybody, you think for yourself, and you're not up for negotiation to be bought to work for someone. What people do is they don't want anybody else to like you. And so, originally speaking, just to set the foundation, I wasn't the one that originally ran to your platform. I wasn't the original one to from another area to run to anybody's platform over in the beef sector. When I came back off of a 5-month break, the black sector and other sectors have already merged with you guys. I didn't start appearing in you guys' chat rooms or even on your panel until my name was first mentioned on you guys' channel. For some odd reason, content creators from other areas who consider me bottom of the barrel and a nobody wanted to come and tell you guys and warn you about me. So from my channel, I just sat back and laughed because I always stay in my corner. And I didn't feel the need to go and explain myself until the lies came. I don't care whether people call me names, what they think about me, because that's their problem and not mine. But once you start lying on me, I'm going to, take that opportunity to clear my name and then leave it up to that person as I'm presenting facts, things that actually happen with somebody who actually, are just making stuff up or has, like you mentioned, Mr. Wilson, a history of doing so. Now, when it came to ghetto intellect, I didn't just do that to ghetto intellect. Various things happened before that. I was on my channel, which I'm always in my corner. I'm not very friendly. But I will engage if I'm going to always treat somebody how they treat me. But so I'm not going to be the one that say, hi, I'm Diva. No, if you so happen to come into my little space, or if you're nice to me, if we're in a setting that everybody is at that time, I'm going to be just as respectful as you are to me. So he came to my space, which all of these people do, and he began to attack me for the people in the other sector that doesn't like me. And he threatened my husband. He threatened to unalive him. And I played the receipts over and over. They're on my channel. And I asked him, you said what? And he repeated it, several times after the show. And so I ignored him because my channel stands with Black men, and everybody will tell you that.
So, Diva, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I didn't know who you were. I didn't do a merge. Everybody's doing this merger. I knew nothing about it because, again, I know people were coming over. I didn't do anything, didn't know who you were at that time. So my thing is, what would be the issue? Because a lot of people said, well, yeah, you got the ball rolling, or, what was the motivation to even do that? And it's really funny. And let me give you history on me. People have said my degrees were worthless. People said that I wasn't ordained. They said I didn't work and all of this stuff. And then when they called the job, they found out that I did. They found out that you have to have a master's of divinity to even work there. So it was a lot of things that were proven to me, in my defense. But thank God that there was another job, and I'm not going to say how and why, but I'll leave it at that. But like I said, I saw things that led to that, and it was almost like this person is saying this, and maybe you all need to do this, and this is why I had the information, and this is why I had the issue with you, because I'm seeing stuff before my eyes, and you're saying, well, I didn't do this, but I'm seeing stuff that and video and stuff that is like leading people to that point. And
well,
like I told another content creator, even though you didn't do it, but somebody doxed me and my phone number was out there, and I was getting all of these threatening calls, and I'm like, see, you don't know about that, but if something were to happen to me and you put that out there, then you would be responsible for even putting that information out there. So I don't get angry and leave people alone for nothing. It has to be a reason why. And so if you can tell me that you didn't do that, or because I understand with ghetto intellect maybe threatening your husband, but I don't know you. I don't know your husband. I didn't know anything about you. So that's confusing to me. Go ahead.
Pastor, if you would just, I understand. And the reason why I'm touching base on that is because in previous audio, you are saying, that I did these things. So I'm just clearing it for you. Also, I know you don't know me like that, and I don't know you, and I don't know anybody on here like that. We're all strangers. However, the only thing that I can assure you is that I have never changed. If I say I did it, if my work, if I do something, I want you to know I did it. If I'm being sarcastic, that's something different, but I have always been straightforward and blunt. And after I tell you I did it, my motto is, what you gonna do? So
you're telling me you didn't do it?
No, I didn't actually. But what I'm saying is this: what happened was, you had Ali, and I'm just giving you the facts, because just like everybody else has supporters, I have supporters as well. But my people aren't necessarily from YouTube. So what happened was, you were seen going to a lot of places telling them that I was messing around with people's husbands, or just insinuating that I was, and I don't carry myself in that manner. So when Ali had told you that about me, it wasn't true. Then you had the mayor over here telling you a bunch of things that weren't true. So people were utilizing your platform to defame and slander and do a whole bunch of other stuff. So you actually listened and heard their story and allowed them to use your audience to tell this stuff that wasn't true. So I was angry about that. Now, I can't help it if somebody else reacts on that or gets an attitude about that, especially if I come up to the platform. Because remember, I came up to the platform to talk to you about it, and I was very defensive because at that point, I was sick and tired of hearing the same story about me chatting with Ali's husband behind the scenes. It wasn't true how it happened. So I was agitated, and then you became defensive, which led to you dropping me. And, we said whatever. And I was upset about that. So I can't help who I'm in relations to or who I'm
Okay.
connected to that reacted. But I personally did not call your job. And all my
Mhm.
work, I want you to know I did it. But what happened was
Okay.
when people start posting that they doxed you, just like recently with this church, I did what you did to me. I utilized my platform to then announce what hospital it was.
That's
I never went to
interesting. That's
argue.
very interesting. Let me say this. That's very interesting.
Hmm.
Because if you got defensive, then that means you couldn't have a civil conversation, and
Correct.
it could have went another way had it been that way. But Diva, people have said I have slept with people's husbands, taken
Mhm.
people's husbands. They've said all manner of evil and all a lot of stuff about me,
Mhm.
and again, I tell these rider lives, do not go to jail or do something that could cause you to be in trouble. And for that, I think that we have somewhat of a responsibility to say, I don't need you to windmill for me. I'm going to handle it. And I
Mhm.
understand and I get clearly what you're saying at this particular
Oh,
point.
I'll admit when
And
I'm
if,
wrong.
and
I
if
have
you
no
if you
problem with
became defensive and we could not have that
that. Correct.
conversation, then because I don't like people getting defensive with me because I am an Aries and I do snap back because I feel like you're getting defensive. We're
But I
having a
was wrong for
conversation
that
here now.
totally because
So
somebody
Diva,
did contact me and say, "Hey, at this particular moment, you were not speaking negative about me." But me just being human, I was getting sick and tired of this constant. These people keep coming up here saying that I was messing with this woman's husband, and it was not true. So
and
yes,
Diva,
I
see,
did
we
admit
could have
that I
had the conversation then. But if you're
apologize.
getting defensive about it, then you know it's going to get the person defensive about it. And then the next
Oh,
thing you know,
absolutely.
it will be dropped. I had a problem with D Miss O because she did the same thing. And I'm like, you just came up here, cuss these folk out, then say, hey, Jay, or nothing. And then all of a sudden this. So I think the conversation would have been a little differently because, like, I gave them the platform. I'm like, you know what? I'll give another person a platform so they can say what they need to say because truly, I did not know you at all.
Correct.
But I will say in
But I'm human, though,
2024,
Miss Pastor Wilson. I'm human, so I'm going to be defensive if several times these same people kept coming up here. So I use my platform to
I
when
got you.
people did that to you. I use my platform to announce what they did to you. So I did the same thing that you did to me. That's it. But
hmm
I didn't make
I
any
see what
calls.
you're saying. I see what you're saying. But the difference is, though, I didn't call any of these people. I didn't tell the rider lives to find something about um, Diva Tomboyish and let us put it out there and then announce it on the platform that, okay, I ain't had nothing to do with this, but this is what happened because I don't do that. But I get it. People handle things differently. Thank God I had other options. Thank God that was not my only job because that would have been catastrophic. But I think at the end of the day, and I get what you're
Well, I
saying.
take my marriage very seriously, and I didn't think that that
Well,
was
but you know
because
what?
the people that came
I
to
didn't
you
say that you
guys'
didn't.
platform are
I
liars.
didn't say that you
They're
didn't,
liars.
Diva. Though, see, that's the thing. I never said that you didn't at
But you
all.
welcomed it without facts. Do you
No,
understand? Like
no,
you
but
welcomed
Diva,
it with
if you would have came up and say, "Hey, Jay Wilson, let me say what's really going on and what's really happening," I wouldn't have a problem. You're right because we didn't know these people at this particular point. And all I'm gonna say about this Diva, because I don't hold grudges, I really don't. Because if I do, I wouldn't be as youthful as I am today. I don't really hold grudges. It's water under the bridge, but like I said, I have people have said many things about me, but I do not indirectly or directly tell people to dig up this and this. Let me tell you something. There's a content creator who did me wrong, and people had sent me her job information. I'm like, absolutely not. Don't you ever send me anything like this again, because at the end of the day, what needs to happen is going to happen. So I think our outlook on things are a little different, and how we handle things are a little different. But Diva, I'm good with it. It's water under the bridge. I don't necessarily agree with some tactics, but everybody has to handle things in their own way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I said, everybody is grown and, but I just wanted to make that very clear. If I ever do something to anybody, I have never changed. I'm very direct, straightforward. If I called, I would have, first of all, I would have did it publicly because that's what I do. If I say I'm going to call your job, first of all, I don't have to ask anybody for anything. Nothing. All I do is pick up the phone and I have whatever I need from wherever I come from. So I don't need to do all of that. So, but if I would have called your job, I wouldn't have been a coward to just pick it up and play you doing that. No, I will hear your voice and I would have spoke with you. I would have said, "Hey, Jay Wilson," like that's how I get down. So I didn't do that, but I
Well,
did
somebody else did it,
insinuate
and
that it was.
it was good, and it was a good kiki. And like I said, I'm glad I have other options. But there were some things that were put out that were done, and I'm like, okay. But I'm good, because again, some people think that you're doing things to them and so on and so forth.
Right.
And
That's
that's
what
why
they
I have
do. You
backed
know
off the
why?
B
And
section,
you know
because
how
like I said, I
aggravating
don't know.
that
I
is?
didn't know about your marriage. I didn't know about anything. If these
But
guys were saying those things, I would have
I
let
would
you up.
expect
I
you
would have
guys to
said,
be as
Diva, go
understanding.
ahead and give your side of the story. But I guess because you were upset, and again, I don't
Annoyed.
deal with
Yeah.
disrespect, because when I come on people's channel, I try to do my best to respect them. And even in tone, even if I'm upset, I'll let them finish up. But
Well, all of
we're
us
good. Go
aren't
ahead, Diva.
perfect.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all of us aren't perfect. And as we got to experience this weekend about, somebody who actually walked the earth that was perfect and left us instructions of how we're
Hmm.
supposed to handle things, even when we are dealing with our brethren, especially. But I just wanted to let you know
Yeah.
that, just as well as though you it's frustrating for people to automatically assume, especially the conversation that you guys are having right now. It's frustrating for me because you have people that are jealous. And it's not just the jealous that I just wrote about on my wall about what you're saying about uppity. You have people that are jealous. They're out. They have plans against people. And like the Bible says, we wrestle not against just flesh, but also principalities. And they also exist here. So it's a lot of things that's going on that people are trying to do things right underneath your nose. And then guess what? They point the finger. You people talk about, and I don't want to mention his name, but this guy that's over in the black sector, he's always blaming people and telling you to watch out for individuals. And if you sit back long enough, you'll see that he's the one that's actually doing it. Sometimes it's best to just sit back and just watch and just
Hmm.
see if this is true about that person, then they would have done this or they would have been done that. You can't just tell me anything about anybody. Do you get
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So I just,
I understand.
just observe me for yourself. Like, hey, you don't ever, I'm not saying because I'm not that type of person to say, oh, come on by. I don't do that. The only thing I do, I run a channel and I say it's for content creators, which I say stab. But get to know me for yourself. If somebody tell you about me, ask for proof. I can almost guarantee you, one, you won't see that I started with them. Because for some reason, people are obsessed with starting with me. That when I virtually rip their head off, they cry. Two, you're going to find out that they don't have not one receipt to back up. Why do you think when I told Ali, I'm going to drop the back chats? Why do you think she said, oh, please don't? That's how it works. But anyway, Jay Wilson, I really do appreciate you allowing me up. I was
Not a
telling
problem.
Miss
Well,
Lashana I said, please have him block me. But guess what? Whenever you feel comfortable, you can unblock me. You can't stop me from listening to you. You can't block that.
Oh
So,
no, you know
well,
what? I just let me say this about the unblock. It could be a lot of stuff, but I usually drop my email down so people can actually do that, and so I can go to directly to their link and then hit the unblock situation. So that's not a problem at all, Diva. I mean,
I'll be
that's not an
respectful. I
issue at
have no
all. We
reason
can
to
do
stop
well,
that.
nothing.
But I just
can I
wanted you
say
to know
something?
that. But I don't even know half of them folk now. Half of this stuff
Yeah.
is forgotten. But when I see that, I'm
Mhm.
going to assume that, okay, if you put this out there and if you've gotten to the people so they can roll like that, then okay, I see that. But Everybody's different. Everybody handles things differently, and
Look,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
can I
leave
one day
it
I was
just
being
like that.
sarcastic, and I did
can
I
can I
definitely
say something if you
insinuated.
don't
That's not
mind,
that's a
Diva
sweet.
Tomboys? Nice to meet you. I
Hi
just want to say
there.
I don't know if somebody try to say that me and Jay Wilson was talking about you or something, but I've never
No.
oh okay had a conversation about you. And the
Oh
reason why
no.
I asked you that is because somebody tried to drop in my chat and start a whole a fake bone with Tracy. And hey Tracy girl, they tried to say Tracy was talking about me. I know Tracy wasn't talking about me. So I just want to make sure had nobody hadn't said that about me and Jay Wilson
See?
because we weren't talking about you.
No, Miss
We was
Olivia,
talking
this
about
this
the
stemmed because
black
I had
guy.
said some things, and I wouldn't even allow Diva on my platform, and I
Mm.
did block Diva because there was
Yeah, I
something that
remember
went
that thing.
on, and I really said okay,
Yeah, this is the
and
first time I'm hearing about this situation because, like I said,
yeah,
I
yeah, and
never.
it was a while back,
Yeah.
and so
Okay.
I had mentioned it again, and Diva said, "Well, I didn't do it." I'm like, "Well, who did?" And and
Mm.
I know what I saw, but Diva is saying that she can't stop or control other people. She just
Exactly.
denounced it,
Yeah. Well, I
But I
just
did
wanted to.
and
definitely.
again,
I'll be
even with
honest.
that, but
We was
hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just wanted to
sarcastically.
make
I
it clear
did
that I ain't never had a
insinuate.
conversation
It's the
about
truth.
none of this because I don't know nothing
Mm.
about it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That was
I
my
did
issue.
sarcastically, because I was aggravated because I'm like, he just keeps saying that I got him fired. It is not true, but I let it go on because I'm thinking to myself, okay, I get to tell intellectuals. So I'm thinking to myself, if somebody is telling you that I did this, they should have some type of proof. Now, this was before I was insinuating. So after you start doing that, that's how I am. Like, I have a different, you have to understand me to know me. And I'm
Well,
not
Diva, though,
actually,
you understand where I'm coming
but
from. I see you
absolutely.
doing videos of this. I see you with the hospital sitting right there. I don't
Mhm.
know if somebody did this or not. So if you never said, well, XYZ, well, then I'm going to assume that it is you because I'm seeing a video and some stuff where my name is attached to it and you're talking about it.
But did you
So I'm
hear what I
like,
said in the video? Listen. The only time that I put that up, I'm very careful. I've never been sued. I've been in media for years. I
mhm.
waited for you to acknowledge where you actually, it was put publicly. I didn't put it out first. It was put out initially by somebody else, and then you came live, and then you acknowledged what happened. And as soon as you gave that acknowledgement, that's why I put it up on my website. I said, because he's already made it clear that this is where he works. I didn't put your stuff out at all.
That's interesting, Diva. Okay.
And
I
I
hear
didn't
you.
write the article. I had an article set pending, and I was just picking with you. I made a video on YouTube, and I was talking, my little smack or whatever, but I never released the article.
Who is
It's not even on my
Chopper? Is
website.
this who is? Oh, this is Chopper. Okay, hold on for a minute. I
But
I got to know who's coming up because I don't allow a lot of people up these days.
well, I couldn't type in your chat. I would have, but anyway, as you can see, Catherine Powell. This is how Miss Olivia, just to show you an example of how people operate, especially when you're not familiar with that content creator. You see how Catherine Powell put past us. She got ghetto intellect fired from his job, truthfully speaking. But see, nobody knows what happened before that. You guys are merging or finding out about something that happened in a different area, not knowing the ramifications of what happened first. Not mentioning he taunted me for months. Not mentioning he threatened my husband. You get what I'm saying? So, and I warned him first to leave me alone several times, but they don't want to throw that out there.
I don't involve myself with none of that stuff. Diva, I don't know nothing about it. If you ever listen to my
Right.
content, I don't even involve myself with extras. If you will, I don't know nothing about people that they supposed to have merged with, and y'all don't bother me, and
I
I
didn't
don't
even know
bother
about the
y'all.
merge either, Miss Olivia, because I said I don't know some of these people.
I
I'm
don't know
with you
none
on
of them.
that.
They don't bother me, and I don't bother them. You know what I mean? They know I don't bother them because I don't never talk about them because I don't know them. And so that's the first time I heard about this. I didn't know you. I didn't know this about what was going on with you, Jay Wilson. So
Yes,
no,
yes, and
I
ZX
had no
was on
idea.
the phone, and that did it right there too. And this is why I say what I say, Miss Olivia, because all of this happened because these were non-beef sector people, but all of a sudden the beef sector had a good kiki, and so this is where it stems from right here. And I'm like, don't expect me to do anything for anybody, especially after this situation it was concerned. And so again, I say to the rider lives, don't ever do anything. I don't need it, because again, good thing I had other options, because this could have been devastating, and I just don't operate like that. I don't. If it's gonna be vengeance, it's gonna be the Lord's, and it's not gonna be mine. I'm gonna take my hands off it, and it has always worked in my favor.
And
And
you probably
yeah,
have a lot of people from your sector that don't like you because of that. And guess what?
and that's fine.
And I
That's
get where
fine,
you're
though,
coming from,
Diva.
Jay
That's fine.
Wilson, because you know what? The area I came from, guess what? None of them can't check. Nobody's checking me, period. And I'm an independent. So because I won't ride for them and attack for them and everything like that, pretty much the sector then died out. They're mad at me. And any place that I go, they want to tell people all these things that I did, but they can't tell you anything that I did to them first. Not one. And you have a man that did show after show after show talking about what I did and the things that I did. I get people fired. He called your job right on air several times. For what? Why? What did you do to him?
Yep.
See,
But that's what I'm saying, Diva. And so my thing is, had we had the conversation, but when cool heads don't prevail, and like I said, with me, I'm gonna take it off, because I'm like, I shouldn't have to do this. If you want, I don't ever have a time where people can't tell their side of the story unless it's deep. And my thing is, Diva, I really didn't know who you were. I didn't even know who those people were. So it may have been a different circumstance had all heads been cool and we could have the conversation like we're having now.
But
But
why
like I
come
said,
here
that
to
was
mention
about that was
me?
about
Did
two
that
or
ever come
three
across
years
anybody?
ago.
Do you
Huh?
guys ever wonder that? Like when you hear people from other sectors come over to your panel to talk about somebody from their sector, that's not a red flag? I never came here first, Pastor
Well, my
Wilson.
thing is this, Diva. I didn't have any problems with you saying, okay, what they're saying is completely false, so on and so forth. But like I said, Diva, you live and learn. It's 2024. I don't allow a lot of people on my platforms. I do ask the who, what, when, where, and how, and that's it. The beef sector, Wild Wild West, and then you're coming into another sector where we don't know these folks. So my thing is, okay, we hear what you're saying, but then like I said, I didn't deny you the access to get on the channel, but
Mhm.
again, I know me. If you snap at me, I'm not going to tolerate that. No one should tolerate that. And my thing is, it was a misunderstanding, because if that was the case, all it had to be was, you know what, Jay Wilson, these two people are lying. Let me explain about this joker here. You may not know this, but this man is called he's done videos and threatened my husband, and this is why I came back at him like this, and so on and so forth. And this person talking about I'm with somebody's husband, and I would have been
Right.
like, oh, okay. Because again, Diva, I have not gone through anything that you haven't gone through. I just
I
haven't gone
understand.
through the extreme measures that you have. I
Mhm.
mean, but we've been talked about. Hell, as a gay man, I done slept with folk husbands. I'm trying to take straight women's husbands. We
Oh.
have heard the gamut over here. So
Mhm.
I'm saying that I have not gone through something that you have not gone through when it comes to people saying things about you and doing all of this stuff and all of that.
Jay
But at
Wilson,
the end of the day,
somebody
I
called
just
my
handle
phone,
it
so if you can
differently.
hear me, I'm gonna drop down and come back up because I can't hear it now.
Okay, Miss Olivia, thank you for coming on. But I just think we handle it differently. But
Correct.
like I said, it's water under the bridge to me.
Mhm.
I'm just it's just done. It's 2024, and I'm not holding on to stuff. If you say you didn't do it, you did not do it. If you knew who did it, but you just reported on it, okay, well, hey, it happens.
Well, hey, I don't know who did it, but I can't control the actions of others. If they are, say for instance, a husband wouldn't be too thrilled if somebody, this lie is constantly being spread, and then jokes are being made. So like wives can't control their husbands or uncles or cousins or brothers
Mhm.
if they make moves. Only thing that I could tell you is I did not. If I did, I would have did it live on air, and I would have told you I did it. Then I would have said, what are you going to do? I'm
Okay,
respectful, not fearful. Is that like,
I
you see
get
what
you,
I'm saying?
Diva. I get it. I get it 100%. I'm gonna say this, Diva.
Oh,
That happened about 2-3 years ago, and
right.
I'm doing well. We've moved on, but I'm glad we can clear it up, because this is the reason why. And I think you need to know the reason why, because I just don't come out and pull out of air that, oh my God, she did this. If I do it, it's a reason why I feel like I have needed to do it. And I saw what I saw, and what I saw made it look like
Hmm.
you did it or got the ball rolling.
Hmm.
So that's why I said, okay, I'm done.
I understand.
Hmm.
I understand, and because I can be very, but like I said, I do. I'm woman enough. I think that's what the problem is. And the problem with our people, we don't know how to apologize and admit when you're wrong. And I think that if I would have come up and I would have been less defensive, then we could have had a better conversation with you understanding my frustration, and then we could have just spoke, about a lot of things, and which the air would have been clear that I could have told you that I did not do that. But I have no
Hmm.
control of the actions of others. But if I could just ask you, it's always people that, when it comes to people coming into the chats and stuff like that, they'll tell you things. Because I've sat back and I always, like, I'm going to tune into you, whether I'm here or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether I can type or not, I'm still going to listen to you.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of people from other sectors that come in and they will totally just make up lies. I actually did a show. I was against the merge. Not that I was against you or your beef sector or the Mo3 sector or anybody else. It's just that I have always been to myself in my corner. And so when they tell you, oh, well, she wanted the merge, she's trying to get into a sector. I have videos to prove years ago that I have never wanted to merge ever. They came to your platform bringing me up.
Yeah, I understand that. And that's what people do. And you
Mhm,
live and you learn from that. I am
mhm.
not perfect because people do, but I stopped these people for coming because, like Miss Olivia said, they were homophobic. They really didn't like the people over here. And I'm like, you know what? If you don't like me, I'm not going to sit here. I'm 54 years old. I don't have to debate you on my sexuality. Hell, you ain't trying to sleep with me. You ain't trying to be romantically involved with me. Move the hell on. That's how I felt about that. So I cut that. Grown Folks TV is not allowed access up here because he's just a grifter. And he's gonna do anything when he can get on, and I just don't allow him up here. I don't even listen to him. It's
Well,
just
I think
just
a lot of the heterosexual men from the community I come from is sexually attracted to you. I've stated that from my platform. I mean, I
come
did
on
hear
now, come on.
because
I'm
I'm
too old
always
to be attractive. You know, I got gray in my beard.
Well, my
well. I mean,
thing is
I
about
stated that
people.
from
My
Yollywood. I really truly think that they're sexually attracted to you, and I heard your response because whether you act like it or not, you be watching Yollywood. So
No, let me say
I
this.
they send it to you.
I read your commentary. I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna lie. Let me tell you something
Oh,
about
that
me.
means
Like you
so much
said, if
to
you did
me, Mr.
something,
J.
you gonna admit that you did it. If I watch you, I'm gonna say I watch you. I may not watch you consistently, but I will tell you when I watch you. I don't have to lie about that. I really don't. I have read some of your commentary, and I have mentioned it because I said, okay, I think that makes sense. So I've done that. I watch Bree when it's worth watching, but
Right.
I don't go over there all the time. So I don't have a problem. But if I really don't watch you, I really don't. And if I do, I'll say, okay, for this time. So my thing is, I'm not saying that I have cut myself from everybody, but it's some things that are low and I don't want to watch and I
Okay.
just turn off. So.
Well, yeah, I do think that the reason why people first attack you, and it's just like they always come straight at you first. I do think that the guys from the heterosexuals from that sector, they are attracted to you, so it frustrates them. This is why they give you their money. I mean, I've seen a content creator give you told tons of money, and he's been here for years and never donated. So it's okay because guess what? I'm a female, and whether women want to admit it or not, you always have your like little first girl crush or think somebody is just like amazingly beautiful, and men probably. I don't know. All I know is that the way how they were acting since the merge coming over here over Jay Wilson, I just was like, oh, so that's why I put it on my wall, and I meant just that what I said. Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting because I don't find it attractive, and and but I get it. Sometimes people who really like you, they the ones that like the little boys who like the little girls, they hit them and all of that stuff, and it's a
Right.
sign of, yeah, I get it. I just think though that people are different. I
Miss Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia. 215 in the building.
Well, all
Yeah,
I know
but
is
it's different though. But like I said, D, but we don't have any issue. We've talked it out. I'm good. Please, please, please email me your link. I'm gonna put it in the comments so you'll see it. And I promise you, I will unblock you. But my thing is, I usually just have people to do that because I don't have to really go and do a whole look for it. I can just do it right then and there. So I'm gonna put my email. So I'm putting my email in there, and if you would just copy and paste your link, there it is right there. I
Okay.
will
All
unblock
right. So I'll
you.
go ahead and get to that, doing that. And I'm gonna let you guys get on with your show. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. And Miss Olivia, it was such a pleasure to finally have a conversation with you. I enjoy your commentary.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye bye. And I hope Lyric
Thank
enjoyed
you.
the Cup. I had a good time just
Thank
writing yesterday. So I'm always here. So
well, thank you for coming, and you will be here fully. When you send me that, I will unblock you so you can type in. So we're
okay.
good.
Okay. Bye bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. So all I'm gonna say is, you all, and I appreciate Diva Tomboy for saying that, because again, if you get defensive with me, I'm going to get defensive with you, and it's going to
Well,
escalate, and we're not going to really have a conversation. Diva
Jay Wilson,
came
they said they
over.
couldn't see your. I'm sorry. They said they couldn't see your link. That's all I want to say.
Oh, okay. I just dropped the link. I hope Chopper ain't blocked, but I did drop the link. Ushers, because you grabbed the link so Chopper could see it, I guess. So you can drop the link, Ushers. There it is right there. So if you can drop that, I don't know if Chopper can see it or not. But all I can say is, you all just have a civil conversation. You know, I mean, the yelling and the screaming and the hollering, no one gets anything accomplished. No one gets anything done. And it makes the situation worse than it was.
Mm.
Diva Tomboy came out and said she didn't do it. She just announced it after it was done. I wouldn't have done that, but hey, I'm not Diva tomboyish. She does what she needs to do. But I can say that she obviously didn't drop the information, and we'll go on from there. I can only take people at their word. I'm not going to go back and research you. I don't got time for it. It's 2024. I move forward, and we'll go on forward. And that's how I look at it. But yeah. Thank God I had options. That's all I can say. Thank
Mhm.
God I have options. But what it
People.
did prove, Miss Olivia, is that
Mhm.
I am ordained, whether these people believe it or not. You can't work at a hospital as a chaplain not being that,
Mhm.
and that I had the credentials, and I did work, because Miss Olivia, for a long time I wasn't working.
No, I didn't
So
know that.
it is what it is.
Well, one thing about people dropping random comments, down there when you're going live and stuff, I think I always try to go see for myself. You know what I mean? And I
Hmm.
don't have a lot of that foolishness on my channel. Everybody know that. You know what I mean? But like I said, they try to start that mess today, dropping, fakes. I guess it was a troll that didn't like Tracy. You know what I mean? I'm
Hmm.
like, well, me and Tracy don't have no problem with one another. I know she's not talking about me, and so I end up having to block that person, and so I'm good with the block button. I wouldn't even care if somebody did something, say something about me. To be quite honest, that's why I do my commentary. But honey, trolls will try you. But I didn't
Yeah,
know.
they
I
will.
didn't know that situation went on with you, Jay
Yeah,
Wilson. I really
yeah.
didn't
You
know.
live and learn, Miss Olivia. You really do live and learn. And I hear you in information. But what I am going to say, I see you, Chopper. You good. What I'm gonna say, information is, I always give folk a chance until I can't give them a chance, and then you move on. I mean, I can only believe what they say, and that's it. Diva came up; she was respectful. I don't have an issue. We haven't had an issue since then, so I just move on. And she explained who she is. She explained her mo. So all you can do is move on. I don't hold that junk in my heart. Now I could, because this was something off of YouTube, but
Mm.
I'm gonna keep it just like it is. What's up, Chopper? What's going on with you?
Hey,
Hey,
Chopper.
Jay Wilson and Olivia. I
Hey.
just wanted to speak on this point. I agree with you that I don't feel like we should take up for these new content creators because they wouldn't do the
Mm-mm.
same for us.
No,
I know that's right.
not at all, Chopper.
And
And I understand people like, well, they ain't mention you, Jay Wilson, but I just want people to know. period. Whether they mention me or not, it doesn't matter, because again, Miss Olivia said that number one, we didn't open that portal. That's not a portal that we opened. That's number one. Number two,
Right.
I guess that these people need that attention. And number three, gay men over there, I'm like, I don't get it. You know, these supposed to be your besties, but these men, you know how they feel about gay men. Miss Olivia said, you know how they feel about strong black or black women.
Yeah.
So that speaks a lot. And then, like I just finished my conversation, when people were calling that hospital, baby, they had a
Mhm.
good kiki. Oh my God, people was having a good kiki and then got mad because I got $3,000. But it was just the fact that if you really felt that strongly about other sectors doing this, then that was your chance to do something right then and there, and you didn't. So now don't expect me to do anything. And it's not about me being scared or not. It's about
Mhm.
me knowing history and what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My
But and
thing is,
another
when it comes to Chopper, I agree with you, Chopper, because in the old days, I ain't never used to hear nobody tell me something. I need protection. I need protection. Fight for
right,
me.
we
You
fought for
fight for yourself.
ourselves. Right. But however, I did offer to certain ones, and I even talked to somebody else that is an OG in the beef sector behind the scenes, and I was like, we could take this dude down. Like it ain't a problem. But honestly, we was looking at it like, do they really care if he get taken down or not? You get what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Do they really care? Because in
Mm-mm.
my opinion, I think they was looking at it like it's a come up for them. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm,
saying? It's gonna
mm-hmm,
be
mm-hmm,
extra content for them. And
mm-hmm.
another
I
thing with
agree.
those Umar Johnson dudes, guys, that's I don't know if they straight or gay. Some of them appear to be gay. Um, they don't really have a longing or wanting to know who the OGs are in the first place. They don't give a fuck about us.
Well,
Mm-mm.
some
You
people
know?
think that it's not necessary. And my thing is, you know what?
You
I'm
know?
not a gatekeeper. But if I'm not a gatekeeper, then I'm not going to fight for you either.
Mm-mm.
Right.
You can't have it both
You
ways.
don't
And
have
my
to.
thing is, you don't have to come to me to get crowned to be in the beef sector. Let me give you an example. Simply Trey came over and just merged on in, and he stayed for the duration until until a content creator said that she had his special ed teacher. Child, that was hilarious. But anyway, but in the old days, people would just come and do what they do, and they would spend the time and they would know people and so on and so forth. They don't do that now. But my thing is, choppers, I don't open that oven door. I just leave it closed because
Mm-mm.
I don't need you to be on my platform to make it,
Mm-mm.
and I don't need 700
Well,
people with lowbrow,
Mm-mm.
well, the way
non-functional
that I look
content.
at it, Jay Wilson, I don't mind doing, you know, how could I say that, the networking type thing, but I'm not trying to become a part of your sector. I'm not trying to merge with you. You be your sector and I'll be in my sector or wherever I am. But
Let's talk
I'm
about
not
this
gonna push
networking,
them
Chopper,
away.
because you say networking. So let me give you a example of networking from to me. I went to
Okay.
go see Heidi Fly. I help
Okay.
her with her products because I think she has good products. I
Hmm.
came over and spent some time with her in Atlanta.
Right.
That's what I feel networking is. She doesn't control me. I don't control her.
Right.
Who is this? Oh, okay. I see you. She doesn't control me. I don't control her. But
Jay,
Right.
you got
yet,
your hand over the mic or something.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound better. And I didn't mean to be rude. Hello to everybody on the panel, Miss Olivia.
That's okay. That's
Chop.
help me out. Help me out, S. Hutchinson.
Hey, how
So,
you doing?
so my thing is that's networking, but it comes to the point where people get this thing of control, and that you can't go hang with this person or hang with that person. Prime example: Spillet Boy did not get along with Heidi, but I like Heidi, but I still deal with Spillet Boy. Heidi can't tell me to stop dealing with Spillet Boy. Neither can Spillet Boy stop me from dealing with Heidi. But when you got people telling you, "Oh, you can't talk to this person," then that's some control mess. And I see a lot of that. So my thing is, when does networking cross into control? It's one thing to network for business purposes, but it's another thing with this control issue. And I see a lot of stuff as control.
Can I
It's
hop in
very
here
much
real
so.
quick?
Go ahead, S.
So
Hutchinson.
there was once upon a time where, people could come into the sector, or people could allow people to come over or whatever. And, you know, I wouldn't say anything about it. It's not my business. However, now it's to the point that the people who are coming over, they want to penalize everybody. What I just went through, I don't know that guy. I didn't go to his page. I'm not even at 90% of these people's channel, these new people or people from other sectors. So for me, and I'm just speaking for me, I'm not willing to no longer be silent or not speak up and say anything, because what others are doing now is starting to affect everybody. And when you have a person or people saying that I'm not going to just get the content creators, but I'm going to get the subscribers and I'm going to get the moderators, that is something I think everybody should be concerned about, because
I do think that, Shelley, but it goes back to the people who started the mess. And I look at them and
right,
say, well, what the hell were you thinking as well? Because again, you don't have to do anything to some of these people, and they will. And I get what you're saying. But not only would I look at them, I'm going to be looking at the people as well to say, what are you doing with these folk? Why are you allowing people who are homophobic, don't like these people, don't like women, but yet you allow them on your platform and do this? And then I question some of the folk. You know, I mean, what we know, we know. I know Chopper. I know Olivia. I know S. Hutchinson. We've been in this fight for a long time. I done fought with Chopper. I done fought with you. I done fought with Olivia. But that's the difference right there. We know each other. I don't know these people.
It's
And
the
it's just like letting
OGs.
somebody out of town come to your house and start some mess in your house. Now you fight with your own family, but like hell, you gonna come from out of town and do it. Or I know people from Miami and Jacksonville can't stand each other, but baby, once we in school in Virginia, you better not touch somebody from Jacksonville, because the mere fact that I can't stand them, that means you ain't gonna touch them because they still from Florida. So all I'm saying is I get it, but I'm gonna look at the people who opened that door. And I'm gonna be like, well, why did you allow these people to come to this house? They out of town, folks,
and
and
that's
you
what
letting them
burns
do
me
this?
up. The people who open the doors, they don't
Mm-hmm.
care when
They
the
That was
people
don't.
the
are
point
doing
of
all
my
this
video.
destruction.
That was the point of my video today, Shelley. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's why I hit Jay Wilson's panel, because I thought he misunderstood. But what I agree with what you're saying, because I'm saying the same thing. And for them to put their subscribers at risk and to not care about it, that's not a good content creator, in my
Right.
opinion.
But what pisses me off is this, and it's a double-edged sword. Don't act like that we're scared or something. And I get what you're saying, Miss Olivia, but
Mm-hmm.
don't act like, because you're the one who opened that Pandora's box, and you
Right.
should be fighting for yourself. But now we pissed off because you dealing with some psychopaths who don't even
Mm-hmm.
care nothing about you and doing
Mm-hmm.
everything possible to, knock off folk. My thing is, I really hadn't said anything because number one, I don't really go over and watch, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But I am gonna say the law is for the lawless,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that some of these people who have allowed these people access and did all of this stuff, now I'm gonna say this, and it may make some folk mad. But why do you need to go to other people's platforms to say okay and give them intel on folk?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why do you do that? Are you trying to be a part of that group, and you think that being a double agent or giving intel is going to work as well? Because let me say this, you can ask me about Shelley, but I'm not going to tell you who are you and why you trying to find out all this information about people in the first place.
Well,
So
that started
that's another
years
issue.
ago, and I knew that was going to be a problem then, when there were people in the beef sector that were given files.
Oh.
Okay, not just hey, this is so and so, giving whole files on people to people outside the sector. And like I said, it doesn't matter who I don't get
Oh
along
no,
with
I'm gonna
in this
drop down and
sector.
come back up, Jay Wilson. I can't hear somebody call my phone again, child. Oh Lord.
Okay,
There's no way I would
go
give
ahead,
up.
Shelley.
I would never give up information to somebody that's outside the sector. Like, why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. And the people who are coming into the sector, in my personal opinion, they bring no value at all. I've yet to see
None.
anybody where it's like, oh, I'm so glad they're here. No, they're not doing anything. They ain't
That's
doing
what I
nothing but
said to
doxing
you
people,
earlier.
calling
Did I not say
jobs.
that to you earlier?
Yes.
I said that to you earlier, but she didn't want to see it the way I was saying it. But honestly, the dude lost his channel. I kind of have an idea of how he lost the channel. I believe he bought a channel. I believe he was doing wrong, and they pulled their channel back because the videos that are on that channel had been there since a year ago. So that means they must have been unlisted or privatized, and he just put his videos up. And because there's no other way, people just don't hack your channel and then you just gone all the way. You get what I'm saying? That don't even make any sense to me. That makes no sense at all. I think somebody else owned the channel and maybe he had some agreement with them and they
Yeah.
just
And because he's a little
didn't want
slow
to deal
too.
with him. Huh?
I said, and plus because he's a little bit slow, and a lot of people don't
Right.
understand that if you go into that studio, you can, you can put it into like a manager, owner, all this other stuff, and he probably paid for the page and never got the stuff transferred over to him.
Right. Like you could always change the name, but ultimately the back end stuff, like your ads and stuff, that's gonna stay the same if your channel was started one way. You get what I'm saying? You could always have a name on the outside for the public to see. But another thing I was gonna say with him, he basically is beef sector now because he's building up the new channel off the beef sector people.
Chopper.
You get what I'm saying? No, look, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And that's the same thing with the Umar Johnson dudes. They doing the same thing. They feel like they can come in and take over. They don't have to know history. They don't have to respect nobody. They don't even respect James. I just heard it with my own ears. They don't even respect James. They don't respect no OGs. They just saying, oh, well, nobody's talking about
Well,
that
Chopper,
anymore.
the people, the new beef sector and the mid beef sector doesn't, and that's the whole thing. I gave an example. I said, you have Scott Felder homes, you got Sidderly homes, you got Perry homes. They are great built homes. Then in the middle tier, you got DR Horton, you got Pulte homes, and then low rank, you got KB homes and Syntex. And I just think that these new people, it's just crazy. I'm just looking at it, and I think the beef sector is really in four tiers. I think you got this new sector, you got this mid sector, and then you got the sector that was maybe in a house or just came off of it. And I think those two sectors are really tight. The ones that were here beginning, and then you had subscribers who were here, and then they started their channels. And then after that, it gets to be a little murky. And I think that the people, yeah, I think it's in some murky territory. And I look at it,
Well,
some of these
maybe.
people, I don't,
Mhm.
I don't even, yeah. So they don't
Well,
even
maybe I should
respect.
say it this way. Not to cut you off, but maybe I should say it this way, Shelly. What sector are they really for real? Because they not the beef sector. They don't move like us. You get what I'm saying? None of them are moving like
Right.
us, but they want us to support them. They want us to fight for them. No, we're not gonna fight for you all because you all don't even have respect for us.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
will
like
go
I
along with
said, I
the
have my
Avatar
personal
Nation.
reasons. I understand what you're saying, Shelly. It makes perfectly good sense. Shelly, take over. I got to take a phone call.
Okay. We can tell you got that phone call because everything went real low, low, low. But yeah, I wouldn't you say they would be more or less like Avatar Nation, or maybe
Girl,
the
I don't
merged
know. I
sector,
guess yeah, the
makeup to
mergers.
break up,
The challenge sector
flip
because I
flop.
don't know what they are. I don't know what the hell they are. I think a lot of people get attracted to the now sector is because they do a lot of challenges. And I think they should be
Okay.
called
Yeah,
the
and they
challenge
see the
sector.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah, they see the
and
Yeah. And let
money.
money.
me
They see
say
the
this,
money, and they see the
people
views.
can do them challenges. That ain't my ministry. I'm going to let them have that. I'm going to let them have, but I'm not mad at it. But, you know, I don't know. I think the beef sector really counts itself out That cruise was epic. I don't care what anybody say. The cruise was epic. When you can have 4 content creators who are known to be on a cruise ship for whatever reason they're on a cruise ship, and you can have 100+ people to go and to be taped. That's the kind of stuff Beef Sector does. When you have a situation like William Carruthers and Natasha, that's a Beef Sector situation. Beef Sector situations are organic. We do not like manufactured beef. We don't like manufactured storylines. We like stuff that is organic. We like stuff that is now and is fresh. And I don't think these other groups can have that. First of all, these people are so scared for folk to meet them, much less to see them. So you're not going to have that. That separates them right then and there, you know. So I look at that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just totally different. And it's just like, you know, you living in a subdivision, and I go back to that housing thing where you have these houses, they're in the same division, but one was built later than the other one, and the later one is the cheap one, and in the front you got the good ones. And that's all I'm saying. I just don't think they got that. I don't think they could even organize something like that without somebody getting beat up, or because all these people want to do is fight. They want to pull up. You can't meet people like that. And I never had an issue like that. Even when we were in Atlanta, let me tell you something. We still wasn't getting along in Atlanta, but everybody kept their cool. Beef sectors have epic situations happen that doesn't pertain violence. Now we've had a violent situation, but very rare. What do you all think about that? And I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying this is the beef stuff that we know about. The beef stuff, meeting T.S. Madison and everybody meeting Madison and somebody getting on Madison's show and talking about that. I'm even going back late beef sector and the stuff that we did. Beef sector knowing how to roast and gag. I never forget with Miss Parker. She came on. Baby, Miss Parker thought she was going to capitalize on the beef sector, but told her behind up. No, you ain't going to come after T.S. Madison. But that's old beef sector. These people, they are oblivious to that.
I'm gonna give you an example of something that I did today, and I don't even get along with Jay Dunn, but I look at Jay Dunn as an OG. She came from the same sector I came from, and I'm not gonna clearly side with somebody that's new that don't know the history, don't care to know the history. And he's sitting up there just basically disrespecting her. He don't know what she's done with her channel or whatever. Of course I'm gonna side with Jay Dunn. Yeah, I don't like Jay Dunn personally, but I will side with her because she's more like you said, it's a family thing. It
Yeah,
is.
I don't.
We came
I
from the
like
B
Jay
sector.
Dunn. I just don't like what she does all the time. I just try to stay out of her way. But yeah, I have not been
I get what
looking
you're saying, but I was
chopper.
just making an example,
I
of what
got you.
Shelly was trying to say. Yeah, like we should support each other, but you can't. I can't. I don't even know who they are. I don't know who these new people are. So, I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna fight for them. They're not gonna fight for me. I know they not. They don't even have any respect for me. They won't even greet me when I come in the chat. Old beef sector will, but them new beef sector people, whoever they calling themselves, they don't. They, they don't care to know who
And
I
you know what,
am.
Chopper? I don't even go over there because it's like what? So let me tell you what. I went over one day to one of them panels. I had to leave. I'm like, okay, this what all they doing is talking. All they doing is talking about lemon. We gonna spend the whole 3 hours talking about lemon. I'm out. I'm done. No, I can't do this.
And
And
Lemon is
then they were
Avatar
fighting and
Nation.
fussing over little trivial things. I'm like, this is what's going on.
Right. Lemon is Avatar Nation. He came from Sir King. He didn't come from
Yeah,
the B sector.
Every time I tell people
Yeah.
that they get mad.
yeah. And then let me go to another point. I don't. I think these people. Let me give you an example of rappers. When it comes to voting, I don't listen to rappers. You know why? Because they're part of the 1%. And what I'm trying to say about that is people have sold out to the point where they don't care about the sector. They just care about popularity and expanding and getting my name out and being accepted. They don't care about the sector, whether it lives or dies, because they think they are global YouTube. And I'm global YouTube, but I don't forget where I came from. And even with me changing up some of my content and how I do things, I ain't never said I was going to leave the beef sector until it's time for me to leave. And when I leave the beef sector, it's a done deal. It's no coming back. It's a done deal. But I don't see that because my content is always going to be my content and people are always going to support. And I think that people in the beef sector can change their content up. I think that's smart to do. Some people want to leave, and that's great. So that's my thoughts. But I think these people, they don't care about the sector. They just care about the popularity and the clicks and the views.
I think ultimately we emerge from them, where we all have our own brands. Even though I don't do as much content as you all do, I feel like we all have our own brands and we are moving in our own directions. And we don't necessarily even have to consider ourselves beef sector anymore because we've been there, done that. And we don't really care to beef anymore, really. Most of us don't, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
I
agree with
think you're
that
right,
too.
Chopper. I think it will be a floating away where some people say, well, you know what? Yeah, I see it because I don't consider a lot of these people beef sector. I just think that it's a name that covers people. I know I just don't think it is. And as a person who used that quite a bit, and I never forget in December, I said we beefing for dollars, baby, in December. But I'm looking at these people and I'm like, this ain't beef. This is beef jerky, baby. This is chewy. It's tough. It don't make no sense. And I just think these people have gone too far. But hey, it is what it is. Shelley, I'm sorry, whatever happened to you. I don't quite know, but I'm sorry whatever happened to you, and I can truly say that. And I'm no one should be doing anything to anybody, especially when you don't know these people. But then I am going to look to the people that have allowed this stuff to happen. And then we're trying to get on a fight the other sector bandwagon where it was something that they purchased and then they want everybody to share in the receipts and paying the payments on it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's what
why
I
should I
didn't
pay the payments on
appreciate.
something that I didn't have? Go ahead, Shelley.
Exactly. I'm not benefiting from it. With clicks and views, I'm not benefiting from it from financial. So why am I being thrown in the middle of some stuff? I don't even know this
Well, the sad
site.
part about it, Shelley, is they're benefiting. See, that's the whole thing. Long as I'm benefiting, screw everybody else and what they got to do because I'm benefiting. And I'm with Chopper and I'm with Olivia. You're benefiting for so long because it's gonna get ugly and then it's gonna turn on you. And people don't understand if these people can do this to other people in your sector, why don't you think they're not gonna do it to you? What happens to people I used to say when I was a flight attendant, whatever happens to the junior flight attendants is going to happen to the senior ones. You need to take a good look at what's going on because it'll get to you. And I think that's what's really going on at this particular point because people don't care because they're getting numbers and all of this great stuff, and that's good. But eventually, this will backfire. It will
I agree.
backfire. So,
Yeah, I agree with
Shelly,
that.
anything else?
Thanks for letting me
No,
up.
I just wanted to add
No,
that,
no problem, Chopper.
Uh,
Huh?
I said no, I just wanted to add that, as far as I think he got knocked off. As far as, some of us are being so-called penalized for things that we know nothing about from people we don't know. And no matter what somebody tries to do to me, I'm not going to argue with somebody that I do not know. I'm not about to go search through your videos so I can find stuff to drag you on. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to do what I
And
have to
Shelley, can
do.
I say something? You're not scared because you don't do it. It's like I got other things to do. I know why you're doing this, and I'm not going to give you the satisfaction because that's what you want to do. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Shelly is scared. Y'all know we done seen Shelly in action. You know Shelly can get down with the get down. But we're at a certain point in our lives now that we don't need to do this stuff. We don't. And I'm sure Shelley is not just standing idly by. but
Oh,
she's not
absolutely
coming
not.
out to argue with people. She may be handling things how she needs to handle them, but not sitting idly by. And I think that's what I'm trying to get the point across to a lot of people. We're not going to sit there and argue and all of this stuff, but I am looking with a side eye with the people who have allowed all of this stuff, and then they want people to do this. And I think this is what Shelley is saying. King Roman is out there windmilling and doing his thing and fighting with these people, and that's great. That's great. That's how he handles it. I wouldn't
And
handle it that way because yeah.
I don't know if Olivia's still here, but I wanted to add this too before you go. I was listening to someone talk about the Umar boys or whatever they call them or whatever. So anyway, they said the sector, not everybody in the sector likes Umar. Some of them are pro, some of them are against him, but they don't, the sector's not about his teachings and stuff like that, because that was the question that ZX was asking. Well, why aren't you all talking about the things that he's passionate about, that he believes in? And they were like, no, everyone in the sector is not for him. Some people are against him, and so on and so forth. So, I think that's kind of messed up too, because people are using names of people to call themselves a sector, and these people don't know anything about it. It goes against what these people stand for, because you have even like Mo 3. Mo 3 is dead and gone. But do you think his family really wants their family members' legacy to be people doxing each other and doing all this other stuff? I mean, so I don't know. To each his
Yeah.
own.
Locked and Lovely says some beef sector creators are wreaking havoc in other sectors. Kiki Prime and Vibe Queens are doing the most in other sectors and screaming their beef sector. Somebody said ultimately the newbies are trying to shift our people and sub their direction. Let me say this. What is for me is gonna be for me. What's not is not. And my thing is I'm not gonna be stressing over who gonna come, who gonna go, who gonna stay. Um, you know, I always said that the wave is going to have to end up to the shore. So get your surfboard and surf as much as you can. And when it ends up on shore, just take your surfboard and go on home. Nothing good is going to last forever. And let me say this, everybody's going to have their day in the sun. I had my day in the sun. I'm just glad that I'm still somewhat relevant and can still come on and make over 1,000 to 2,000 a month. I mean, I'm good. And so that's how I feel. But we'll see what happens, y'all. We're gonna see what happens. So I've been on for a while. I want to thank Shelly for coming on. I thank Chopper for coming on. Olivia. We had Diva Tomboyish come on. So I thank these people, and I want to thank all the ushers. I want to thank all the content creators who are in the clouds. I don't hate nobody at all. I don't hate anybody. Don't have no issue with anybody. It is what it is. Let me see what this person said. King Roman was fighting because they got was calling his name to dox him. Okay, okay. I'm not arguing with you. Okay,
Thank you for having me. I'm
whatever.
gonna drop down.
You're welcome. Well, Chopper, I was in someone's chat and one of those boys dropped $500 on the content creator. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of money being dropped. But far as Boss Girl 3, okay, whatever. I mean, it's up to him to do what he has to do. And if that's what he has to do, that's what he has to do. Baby, I'm not arguing what people got to do in their lives. I'm really not. I'm mentioning it. I'm saying what I need to say. I ain't angry at King Roman. I'm not saying that King Roman shouldn't do this. I'm just telling you what I ain't going to do. And I agree with Shelly. I know you done did some stuff, but I'm not gonna give you that satisfaction because that's what you really want. So I agree with Shelly on that. But baby, he gotta do what he gotta do. He's a grown man. But we on the B sector and we chat about it, we talk about it, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what these people do. But I don't need to engage that foolishness. And I think we have to watch what we engage. I just don't. I just don't. And to be honest, to be quite honest, I think King Roman is not at that level that he should be engaging folk on that level. But if King Roman wants to do that, then that's up to him. And I'm not saying that people are better than folk, but I think people have a broader perspective on life. I think people have some options. They have bigger things and goals in life. And I think that some people will get you off your purpose because that's their whole goal. They don't feel good about themselves, so let me engage with you so I can get you off your purpose. You ain't getting me off of mine. Now, that I do nothing but compliment King Roman. I think he's a smart guy. Um, he has options. He's articulate and well spoken. And sometimes you just really don't need to engage people. That's all. But that's me. That's me. That's how I feel about the situation. But if he feels that he needs to do that, then by all means, because guess what? That is his channel, and he does what he wants to do on his channel. And so when I was roasting and gagging, that's what I did. That's all. That was my whole purpose. If you say something about me, I'm going to come back with something humorous to say about you. I'm beyond that at this particular point, and I'm about doing different things. Who is China Kitty? Do y'all know who China Kitty is? Yes, boss girl, 3, you're right. But again, I'll still mention what I need to on my platform. Who is China Kitty? China Kitty, who are you? I don't know who you are, China Kitty. Who are you, China Kitty? In the back chat, you need to tell me who you are and why you coming up, China Kitty. I would kind of remember you, but you need to tell me who. Let me see, because I think I kind of remember you. Okay, China White. Okay, China girl, because you about to get knocked out, girl. Okay, China White, I'm going to put you on up, girl. China White, girl.
Hey,
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. What's going on?
hey. Well, right now I'm actually picking up the kids, so I'm sorry if you hear a little bit of noise. But I wanted to talk about those men and coming into the beef sector, because y'all know I'm a spectator. I be in the black sector and I be in the beef sector, but you know I'm from the Manosphere. And these new guys, they're not Manosphere. They try to enter the manosphere. One thing about the manosphere, they all stay in a pack and they don't want to like have conversations with women. They're more so a little bit incel in the manosphere. These new guys try to come into the manosphere, take over the manosphere, and start their own rhetoric, but they got kicked out. So I guess they're going around to different sectors, because if I call some of the manosphere real manosphere, none of those guys can hit their platform. We got like Red Supreme, Jada Black, BOA, um, Alpha Strategies, Alpha Male Strategies. These are all manosphere pimp guys. None of these new guys can never, they will never talk to them, because the guys in the manosphere, they actually do content, and whatever their content is about women, relationship, etc., they focus on content. These new guys are anti-manosphere, but they'll come in and say that they're manosphere. They'll come in and act like they came from the manosphere. They're not manosphere. I never heard of them. I know
So
D
what you're
Durrell.
saying, China White, is these people are just going from platform to
Yes,
platform to sector, seeing where they can
right.
stick and fit in.
Right, because I'm from the Manosphere. I've been there for years. I actually started my content in the Manosphere. I've never heard of these new guys before, but I do know D Durrell wanted to get us to come over there. And I told D Durrell like a month ago, I'm not coming over there. They're full of scammers. They had scammed this lady for like $1,000. I'm not going over there. I'm like, listen, I already come to the B sector and the black sector. I'm not going over there and they scamming their own people. Like, no. But I seen D Durrell, and D Durrell is a nice dude. He's a therapist, but he's trying to grow that sector. And like I told D Durrell, those guys don't produce content. They don't even make they don't even have the conversation. And I just said no. I don't even know those guys. They're not Manosphere.
Well, that's interesting. And so you all, we're hearing from China White. China White said that she has been in the Manosphere since Manosphere, and she knows the people in the Manosphere, and these people are not it. They're just claiming Manosphere name, which they're not. And she's saying also that these people are pretty much scammers. It seems to me, and I'm just saying, it seems to me that what these people are trying to do is they're looking for a host. They're, they're parasites looking for a host, and whoever's going to let them suck the blood until the host dies, they're going to do that. And I think we ought to take that in mind as well. Unlike most people, I don't know these people. And like you see how I asked who you were, because you ain't coming
Right.
up on my platform and I don't have any inkling of who you are. Now, even though you are not B sector, we've had conversations, and our
Right.
conversations have been good conversations. So I don't want people to think that I'm not letting folk in other sectors up, but I got to have some history with you, and the history has to be of civility. If you haven't been a civil person, you ain't coming up on my platform, and I don't care who you are. Um, I allowed Diva Tomboyish to come up because I told her we could have a civil conversation, and me and Diva Tomboy talked it out. I don't necessarily agree with all her tactics, but it is what it is. And we had a civil conversation, and Diva Tomboy said, "Hey, it would have been different maybe had we not had that conversation." So what I'm saying is, beef sector people have dealt with other folk, but not like this.
I'm gonna tell you something, Jay Wilson. What I have seen is, a lot of these smaller sectors, they're trying to get into the beef sector due to the beef sector audience and their donations and their views. You guys have a strong replay game, and a lot of people see that. A lot of people see the numbers, just
Hmm.
having one conversation, and it's enticing, and they're willing to come over here, you know, play nice, then beef with people in the beef sector, doing content on the beef sector to get the supporters of the beef sector, and hit everybody links. But I hit the link because I was listening to a replay, and Miss Olivia knows me. I've been knowing Miss Olivia for about 4 years, and she used to
Hmm.
come in the Manosphere and have strong debates. I mean, she was tear them down over there in the Manosphere.
Uh-huh. Can you hear me? Oh, China White, what happened? Well, China White has something happened technically, but let me say this. China White said something. Did you hear China White said we have a strong replay game? See, this is why I don't worry about these numbers. I have 176 people in here. I think the most that I had in this room today maybe been 246 people, if that. But what China White said was we have a strong replay game. And this is what I've been trying to get these content creators to understand. Baby, it ain't about how many people in here now. It's about how many people gonna come and replay it and look at it. This is why I can make $1,000 to $2,000 and don't be up here every day, because it's the replay game that's really important. And China White hit that. That's a key word. The replay game.
Right.
The replay game. You can have 800 people in there, but if your replay game ain't strong, then your replay game ain't strong. Y'all get what I'm saying? So China
Right.
White, go ahead and finish what you were saying. But I wanted to hit
I know
that
you
because
gotta
you hit
go.
that on the head right there, China White.
I know you gotta go, but I want to tell you something. I have never seen these group of men before. They can't claim manosphere because they're not manosphere. And anytime like I hear like a manosphere conversation, like I heard it a couple of times, and they're talking about they took over the manosphere. Angry Man have a 500,000 subscribers. Ringo TV have 200,000. BOA have over 200,000 subscribers. Red Supreme have 30,000. Jada Black has like 80,000. They're not manosphere, and nor will they ever be a part of the manosphere, because in order to be in the manosphere you have to produce content. But you do have offsprings of the manosphere that's anti-manosphere, but I have never seen these group of guys before. And it seems like to me that they're coming over here playing nice for the numbers, for the views and etc. Because I've never heard of these dudes before, and I'm sure Miss Olivia can attest to that because Miss Olivia used to be over there on O'Shea panel. I know
Oh, you breaking up, China White. Turn. Can I say something too? Now, China White broke up. I don't know what's wrong with
Terry's.
China White.
It's like the rich, the bad guys. They don't even hang out over there. And see, with those group of people, they're
Oh,
have to
China White, you
remember the
breaking up.
Manosphere is Kevin Samuel's offsprings. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you breaking up a little
Can you
bit
hear
though. You're
me?
breaking up. We can hear you, but you're breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Olivia's in
Oh,
here
I
and
was
she
saying,
agrees. She said, "I don't know them new fools."
right. It seems like to me that they're coming over to try to take over. And I find it weird that, they talk horrible about, gay men, but they're sitting in the
Yeah, let
chest,
me.
they're
Can I say
sending
something?
money.
I'm glad you said something. Hold on for a minute, China White. Let me say something
Okay.
right there because I was about to say something about that. Let me tell y'all something. People can talk about gay men, but one thing I can say is gay men over here are responsible for the most part. Yeah, I may not agree with Sean uh, Bradley on everything, but Sean Bradley got a damn job. So Billy Boy got a job. I have a job. Most of the gay men over here have jobs and working hard. Now we got a few that don't, but for the most part, we have homes and jobs. I have seen where some of these people who are coming over here where they live, and baby, that is nothing to brag about. I'm telling you, y'all want these gay men to feel bad, but you can't make me feel bad. I'm just sorry because we got options. I look at King Roman. King Roman has a job. And does it make you all upset that these gay men are making it in society and you feel like you've been left behind? Is that some of the problem? Is some of the problem that a lot of women are over here and they are with gay men and y'all have a problem with that? Because the beef
Bingo.
sector is predominantly gay men. I mean, and lesbian women. Let's be honest. Now we have some heterosexual women, but half of them playing in the latest pond too. I mean, I know Miss Olivia is a heterosexual woman and everything, and so I'm not saying that all. But my thing is this: this sector is very LGBTQIA friendly and heterosexual friendly. And these gay men that y'all talking about are successful in their own right. Even though we fight each other, we successful in our own rights. And we doing what we need to do. But I'm looking at what y'all doing, and I'm like, are you serious? Is that how you living? That ain't a way to live. And are you all mad because these women are over here and the beef sector happens to be prosperous? And see, let me
Right.
say this. The brief sector, we didn't know what we had. See, it was the ghetto. Said, no, we weren't ghetto. Y'all see what ghetto really looked like. Y'all really see what dysfunctional really looked like. Now, we had some issues, but how many of these people going on cruises? How many people are having meet and greets and all of this stuff? How many people are doing it? None of these people are not doing it. They ain't doing it like we doing it. And I'm not trying to tear them down, but this is what makes the B sector special because we can do this. This is why I had a problem with avatars at the beginning because I'm like, y'all ain't, if y'all scared for people to see you all, then y'all ain't gonna do no meet and greet events. Y'all ain't gonna be meeting people. And again, this thing just didn't happen. And when we were talking about it, people would say, "Oh, y'all just no, we knew what was getting ready to happen." Go ahead, China White.
But see, that's the danger, Wilson. The women in the B sector, they love their gay men. I don't care who you is, Sean Bradley, James Caldwell, um, Brian, etc. The women love the gay men in the sector. And a lot of men look at that and say, you know what? Let's go in there. Let's come in. And it seems like to me, the newer women, they don't really understand what these men true intentions is. The older women of the beef sector, you couldn't get cross 5A, you couldn't get cross VS, you couldn't, like, I'm talking about the old beef sector. But the new, they playing the game and letting these fools in, and none of the fools, they don't like any of them. They're just playing the game. They want your subscribers, they want to use your platform. They want to benefit off of you, off of your work, and don't put nothing in it. And you ain't gonna gain anything. You understand what I'm saying? You're not gonna gain anything. But
Let
that's
me
what I
say this
see.
too. Let me mention Rico, Timothy Blaine, and all these other folks, because y'all think y'all funny. Even Wiley has improved himself. Rico has gone over and got therapy, and he's trying to get help. But Rico got a place to stay. So I'm going to say this. Gay men are survivors, period, because we know how to. So I ain't going to even dog Rico out. I ain't going to dog Wiley out, because Wiley is doing his thing. And it may not be my thing. And so Rico went to New York and got his stuff and all of this. I mean, it may not be what I want to do, but let me tell you something. Where Rico living, I would rather live than where some of these folk was living, because some of these houses that I saw look abandoned. Baby, it's looking crazy. So again, y'all can say what you want, but I ain't never seen Wiley homeless, and I ain't never seen Rico homeless. Now I done seen them living with people. I seen them climbing through windows, but baby, they ain't never been homeless. So I know where y'all want to go. But again, you're gonna have exceptions in all sectors or groups. But in this B sector, for the most part, these men are going to get up and work. And I'm not going to discount these gay men, because they have made commentary. We have fought. The women love us, gay, straight, or whatever. They love us, and we love them. Yeah, we done fought with it. And this is the thing. This is the thing. And I want y'all to get this. I want y'all to get this. I done fought with Olivia, Shelley, Bless Watkins, Fabe. I done fought with all of them. These are some of the women that I fought with. But baby, these men are not only fighting with you, this is what they do. They secretly act like they like you, and their whole goal is they use their heterosexuality to
Thank
get
you.
you reeled in, and then they screw you and leave you like a whore. Okay, and then talk about you like a dog. We've seen it happen in other sectors. We see it happen in the black sector a whole lot. And so gay men don't do that. Now we'll sit there and read you, but baby, we ain't gonna sleep with you and entice you and then screw you and mess with your emotions and then drop you like a whore. I'm telling you. I'm telling. It's a difference. And
But
this
you
is
know what
not
else too?
anti heterosexuality, no, because there are some good heterosexual men out there. Um, there's some in the sector. Uncle Claude is a good guy. I can mention Uncle Claude, because Uncle Claude is a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. So we're not saying all heterosexual men, but the ones that we have seen in these other sectors coming over here, we've seen what they do.
But you know what else point I want to make for you too, Jay Wilson? I've never seen the gay men of the beef sector pushing their way into other sectors. Like, you gonna take me. You gonna, and hidden links. I don't see any of the gay men in the beef sector
Why
doing
should
that.
we? Because we have a
Right,
successful thing over
right,
here.
right.
Why would we go anywhere else? Why we have a
And
successful thing over here?
but the thing is, they come here and they challenge the gay men in your own sector. That's the key. They come into
But,
your sector, your home, and trying to
but
challenge
this is the
you.
thing though. Who are they going through though?
Right.
They're not coming. They're not coming on my channel. We see what happened when one came on my channel. He got knocked out and booted, and now he pissed off because he can't come no more. So my thing is, we need to look at where these entry ports are. And my thing is, it's some of these women who may have an issue because they can't roast and gag, and maybe they want these heterosexual men to come and fight the gay men, not knowing what they're getting ready to do.
Right.
But the gay men gonna be fine, boo. Because let me tell you something, we can start a whole nother sector and we still gonna be all right. See, that's the whole thing. We're gonna be okay. And I'm gonna say it. I know I'm gonna make people mad. With the exception of Shelly, and VS did it, but I'm talking about on a big scale. Baby, it was always the gay man doing the events. Tracy did her event on the cruise. She did it despite me, but that's okay. It worked out. But gay men, Sean Bradley's done events. Spiller Boy has done big events. I've done big events. So again, I'm not going to discount us, but I just think that at the end of the day, it's not our fight. And I'm looking again at these port of entries, and they have a lot of gay besties and they have a lot of gay followers, but they allow these men to come in and say anything about gay men, and the gay men sit right there and take it. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
And y'all
And
are talented because Timothy has a book. You do your singing, your content. Duchess Kelly
I have a
Love do
pamphlet,
his
girl. Don't forget to
content.
mention my pamphlet, girl.
Right. And you need to bring back them pearl claws.
Okay, come on.
You
But
really
we
do.
talk about politics. We talk
Right.
about current events. You know, we have people who were beef sector or was around the beef sector, like El Teddy, and we. Let me tell you something. We had a whole host of folk. You got food junkie who can sew and can cook. You got you. You know, I mean, I don't call out a lot, but Jay Dunn, you got don't forget the whole lesbiterians. You got the whole lesbiterian groups over here. So you're not gonna sit here and talk about it, because let me say this again. It is more women who are lesbians or done played with another group, the same group. You know, I'm just being real. So you cannot sit here and trash the B sect and come after the men. We know we know what they're trying to do. This is why people have been coming on my platform, and these trolls have been coming on my platform, um, calling me these names and stuff. It don't bother me because I know what the real deal is. You want access, and I won't give it to you. China White, I see it.
Right. Right. I see it too. I've been sitting back watching and I'm like, child,
Well,
speak on
boss
it.
girl, you may be right, but I'm just saying the gay men put it together for the most part. And I want to thank Vivian Jennings because she's awesome. But you know, boss girl, honey, nobody ain't here to argue. You seem like you might have a little issue, but my thing is, this is what we're saying. We're saying that heterosexual women are here, and you got some women who are hetero, but they are doing a lot of anti gay homophobic stuff. That's all we point out. And we're not saying it's you, but there are a lot of women who are doing that.
Well, I'm gonna
So
get
that's all
down,
I'm
Jay
saying.
Wilson. Thank you for the conversation.
And let me say this: I didn't say straight people ain't dookie. I'm just saying that gay men have contributed a lot, and obviously there are straight women who like us. Unfortunately, there are some straight women who play like they like us and they really don't. That's all I'm saying. Boss girl 3.
I think the gay men in the sector is entertaining. I come
I
over here
think
and
they
get my
are. I think
kiki.
they're very well entertaining as well. So I'm not saying that straight women are dookie. You might have been the one pushing that narrative that Jay Wilson don't like straight women. Baby, I like everybody. But my thing is, you're not gonna sit here and discount us, and then these men come and attack us, and then we ain't gonna say nothing about it. Because I ain't never seen gay men bring straight women over to attack straight lesbian women, or I never saw gay men bring lesbian women over to attack straight women. Have you ever seen that? See, this is what we're trying to get to the point. Gay men over here have never brought other people in to attack somebody else. They've done it themselves. They didn't need to do it. That's all I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying, China White?
Right. I get it.
And I'm not saying straight women are bad. I'm just talking about the straight women who are at these ports of entry and what they doing. I'm just saying
Right.
that's all.
Right. And I think the straight women we
Well,
have
okay
our own
then. Well,
too.
thank you for trying to be the voice of everybody. I'm saying what your audience may be thinking but not saying. Okay, well, they can say it though. Audience, if you want to say it, you can say it. Don't let boss girl speak for all of y'all. Like I don't speak for all gay people, but I'm just saying about what I observed in these YouTube streets for years. But China White, I thank you for coming up talking about what Manosphere is and what it isn't. And it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on and how these people are trying to infiltrate. And I think that's what's going on.
Right. And one more thing, you gotta understand too, like the Manosphere is the offspring of Kevin Samuels. So they're not trying to push their way in no other sector. They really believe that they're the supreme over there, and they're willing to, get on the panels and battle it out all day long over their rhetoric. They're not trying to come into the beef sector and have arguments with gay men and the women, because they already believe that the women here is a lost cause and they ain't trying to go back and forth with a gay man. That's just the truth. And I'm sure Miss Olivia, but these new men, they can claim that and they're not that. Because their origin is from another. I don't know where they came from. They calling
Yeah,
themselves
it's
the
like
Umar
gay men
sector.
trying to go over there and convince them. Nobody ain't trying to convince you or nothing.
Right, right.
I mean, it is what it is. I ain't trying. Look, I'm too old. If you don't like me, then stay in your corner. I'm gonna stay in mine. But I listen to Diva Tomboyish, and my thing is, why are people so fixated? First of all, they hate me because I am ordained, so I'm not supposed to have spirituality and same gender loving. I mean, I'm supposed to be a atheist or something. I'm just trying to get what you know. I mean, I'm not a part of your denomination. So this is what I don't get. I'm not a part of the denomination. So what's the big whoop? I'm not supposed to live in a decent home. I mean, you think gay men are on the street hooking? I'm just trying to ask because it's just like, what do you think we're supposed to be doing over here? And I just think that you will find a variety of same gender loving people. Everybody is not we're not a monolith. You know what I'm saying? It's a variety. Just like it's not a monolith of black people. It's a variety of black people.
Let me say something, Jay Wilson. I come to the beef sector and the black sector, and I'm black, okay? I'm a black woman, and I'm pretty sure that we can say that somebody in the beef sector or the black sector, we have family members that remind you of, okay, one of my family members remind you of this person. When I come to the beef sector and the black sector, I understand a lot of y'all crazy because I understand my crazy. I'm just as crazy, but I don't try to judge or point fingers at anybody. You understand what I'm saying? So I let
Hmm.
people live their life because I got to live my life too. And if
Correct.
if I point fingers at somebody, it's gonna be 10 pointing back at China. So
Hmm.
I don't like to look at people and say, well, you shouldn't be a gay man and live your life, because I deal with my own demons.
And
I'm
how
not
you gonna
perfect
tell me not
either.
to be a gay man and you ain't
Right,
never been one? See, this is what
right,
I'm saying. I can't tell you about being no woman because I don't have no cycle. I don't know how to have children, so I
right.
can't tell you how to be that.
Right. And I don't know your struggle. I don't know. So I don't judge. I don't do that because I know that I have a lot going on in my life. I come to the sectors for entertainment. Period.
That's what it should be about. Entertainment. That's what it
Right.
should be about.
Well, China, I
What's
just
up,
want to say I
Olivia?
agree with you.
Hey.
I don't know who them new fools are. I'm like, what the world?
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole scam going on because they over there on another platform now. Got a whole platform over. They so dick piggage that they don't mind these dudes coming in that don't like them anyway, using them for content, and to build their channel. You know what I mean? The number one person I was talking about on my channel, that's clearly using that bison over there. Every time a dude pop up on somebody's panel, this dick pig got to pop up. This dick pig bison pops up over there like she running them and the beef sector. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then for years and years, she been over here and she know how the beef sector run. She know the beef sector is predominantly women and gay men, black women and gay men, right? And some gay black women, right? So my thing is, you've been over here acting like you was cool for years with these gay men, but now all of a sudden you want to usher in these supposed to be Umar sector and fake what do you call fake Manosphere niggas, which don't like black women, and half of them incels anyway, and act like they interested. Honey, they're not interested. I'm trying to
Well,
figure
like
out
I
what's going
said,
on.
panels are
Right.
easy. Panels are very easy, Olivia. All you got to do is let people argue and just sit back. You know, we did
Hmm.
that at
That's
one
supposed to
point
be
in
their
time.
content, exactly.
Look,
But
all I'm
my
gonna
thing
say
is,
is,
Jay Wilson, they using their subscribers. Do you see what I'm saying? They're using
I
their
got you.
subscribers, and evidently it's a lot of pick me's over here. And these guys then call on that. Hey, if I go on one of these popular channels in the B section, I can get me some subs and get me some money. But like China said, they ain't doing nothing but using them. They so
Let me
stupid.
tell you something, Olivia.
Right.
I had them on last night, and when I didn't let them on, when I tell you they came in as trolls and they said the most despicable stuff in the back
Mm,
chat, all
mm.
because they did not get access.
Ain't that something?
And
They
see,
want the
see,
access.
when
That's
you
what
did
they
not
want. Access.
access, you really find
Hmm.
out what people are about. You really find
Yep.
out what's in people.
Yep. You right about
Because
that.
that's what you really wanted to do, and that's what you were
Yep.
really about in the first place.
But that's what you was. Thank you. And China was telling the truth. Only thing they doing is over trying to use them. Like me and China, we done seen it before. These dudes over, they would be menace for rejects. They simply are not strong enough. So I'm thinking. So is that why they running around from sector to sector trying to find a home?
But
Like
you
I'm
know
trying to
what,
make
Miss
it make
Olivia?
sense.
But Miss Olivia, you know the manosphere, the people that go against the manosphere like Bomb Cherry and Reg,
Hmm.
they ain't trying to come to other sectors and push their way through the door. So with these dudes, I'm like, I ain't never hear them. And you
Me
know, Miss
either.
Olivia, us like you come to the manosphere, Miss Olivia can come to the manosphere because they know her to debate. She get on them and she really debate. But these dudes tend to don't debate. They
Yeah,
don't
they
have any
ignorant.
content. I don't know
Yeah.
where they came from. I never seen
Mm-mm.
them before. And they're trying to say that they were manosphere. They are
Oh,
not.
thank you. No, they
Let
are
me tell
not.
y'all about the.
They are
Let me
they
tell
are ignorant and they are unintelligent, and you can't even have a debate with them. I'm like,
Right.
the
where they come from?
the
Child.
scriptures say that these demons go out in the dry places, and then they'll go ahead and when they get to a place, they go ahead and get 10. And this is what happened. I was watching Downton Abbey, and they fed one of the soldiers in World War I, and the next thing you know, they had 100. So
Mm.
all I'm saying is, baby, when you let one in, you better get
Hmm.
ready for 25.
Well,
Right.
that bison, and that other thing over that's always drunk, they done infected the sector with roaches, cause it's roaches crawling all over here now.
Well,
I don't know
I
who
didn't
those
open my
guys
door
is.
because they was trying to get in. They was trying to get access,
That's
and
what
when
I'm
I
saying.
didn't
You
give
didn't
them
let them
access, Miss
in.
Olivia,
Yeah.
they was so nasty you wouldn't believe it.
Mm. Yeah, because
Let
if
me,
you don't
Okay,
give
hold
what
on.
they
This is
want, then they'll tell
Creole.
you how they really feel. Do you see what I'm saying? So you was right
Miss
not to let them
Olivia,
in.
you know
Hmm.
D Darrell, right? You know D Darrell, right?
I heard his, I've been hearing, seeing his
Okay.
name. Yeah.
He is from Manosphere. He started with
Mm-hmm.
O'Shea. He started with
Sure
O'Shea.
did.
He
Yep.
found that sector and been telling us to go over there. And I told him last month, and he was
You went out, China.
China,
I
you
ain't
went
even hear
out.
what you had to say.
Go ahead, Creole, until China gets back. What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, Creole.
Hey, Miss Olivia. Hey, China.
Hey.
Hey, Jay Wilson. Thank you for letting me up. I just wanted to just comment. I've been trying to get up. I had to reboot my computer. I wanted to say, not all of us, and I'm acting as a subby right now. Not all of
Mm.
us is happy about everybody that's trying to come over
I
in the
know.
beef sector.
Yeah,
I
I know.
stand with the old schools, the OGs, because it was
Mm-hmm.
more entertaining. And people get mad at me when I
Mm-hmm.
say this, so they're gonna be pissed at me again. It was more entertaining when the
Mm-hmm.
OGs were in
Yep.
play. It was
Yep.
like a soap opera. You could leave on a
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday and come back on Thursday and pick right back up while these two people are at it, and things
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yep.
Now it's just
Yep.
rude and crude, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like everybody
Mm-hmm.
just want numbers. It's like these
Mm-hmm.
people just all they're cared about is numbers. They don't care nothing of the
Mm-hmm.
integrity of the
Mm-hmm.
sector. They just want the numbers. And as far
Mm-hmm.
as me, I don't look at other sectors. One, because
Mm-hmm.
too old to be rolling up
Mm-hmm.
on somebody trying to fight, and I got stuff to lose. You
Child.
know, and
Mm-hmm.
from what I see from other places, it's like they don't care. They don't have stuff to lose.
Mm-mm.
They'll roll.
Mm-mm.
I'm not interested in that. I feel like when
Girl,
you
they
get
done
to
got these rap sheets as long as your arm.
I swear. And
They
then
don't
like
have
Jay
nothing
Wilson
else.
said, folks over here got jobs and stuff, you know what I mean, stuff to lose. But when you see a whole group of men, you know the Bible said if a man don't work, a man don't eat,
Don't
right?
eat.
So how is they
Okay.
online 24/7 and he's supposed to be at work providing for his family or at least providing for himself? How is you eating,
Miss
honey, and you
Olivia,
ain't at work?
Miss Olivia, even when I lost my job, I did Uber and Airbnb.
You did something though. You still had some money coming
I
there, but your
worked.
hustle. You know, my
And the
husband got a
thing
whole
is
And
full
that,
time
YouTube was
job and
just
a side hustle.
supplemental.
All I know is I don't
and the
understand
things
a
that
man that
we
don't
did,
provide
and
for
I
his
did,
family.
right. I can say this: the things that I did or whatever, I did that in my younger years. You don't do that when you hit 40 and 50, and you know what I'm saying? It's like sit
Mm,
down somewhere, you know. And I got grandkids, so I do not want my grandkids, which they're at an age where they can get online and say, "Is that my granny?" No,
right.
no. So that's
Uh,
why I
uh,
said, everybody likes that. You know, I don't have no dislike for nobody. I'm just not interested in that. I'm not. You know, and let me say this about, y'all know I like Ness, okay? I like Ness.
mm,
I feel like Ness is very talented. However,
mm,
I feel like Ness don't believe in herself. And
I
that's
agree
why
with that.
always people to come over there and do all of
Mm,
that crazy stuff, and she keeps
mm,
it upper because she
mm,
feels like, well, this will bring people, but it's the caliber of people that you getting
mhm,
over there. They're not really
You
cash
know
out.
what? I like Nest too, Creole Butterfly. I'm gonna tell you, I like Nest over the other person, and you're right. And
mhm,
again, I'm not gonna. That situation that I was in with Ness, Ness was winning. Ness
Yeah,
was whooping that person's ass, and Ness had that person in her psyche and went over. And I'm like, why would you even do this when you're already winning? That's just like you in a track meet and you know you ahead, but you look back and the person is on your back. You look ahead. And so I like Ness. I do. But sometimes you just gotta separate because it's like, sis, you can be your own worst enemy. So
yeah,
I see a lot.
yeah,
I try to like the other person, but try the
self-defeating.
other person don't like herself. And again,
Mm,
if y'all think that she is something else with this weight, baby,
mm,
if she ever gets to a size 6 or 7,
mm,
honey, it's gonna
mm.
be even worse. I'm telling you,
Child.
it's gonna be
That Bison
worse.
is delusional. I don't understand why Ned start fooling with them again. Like you said, she was winning with that, then she don't need them. She's
Ness was winning
self-defeating.
already. Well, let me tell you something. When she did
Yeah,
that challenge and they tried to do a challenge, I'm
yeah,
like, girl, you already winning. And then she did win, but the
yeah.
winning came at her expense. It came
Mm-hmm.
at, child, you can't stay sober.
and
And,
let
Right.
me
I,
say this
and
too.
Olivia, I don't know if you've been seeing that. It's been a lot of people been drinking and falling asleep on their show. Jesus,
Yeah,
And let
I
me
be
what's
say
going
this
hearing
on
too.
about
with
it.
that
I
in
be
Jesus'
hearing about it.
name?
Uppity.
I be
I don't
Olivia
hearing
ain't
about it.
never been to sleep on her show. Now I know
No.
Olivia been cooking on her show, and she had to go try to eat her food because she's
Okay.
been on here. But Olivia ain't
Yeah.
never been to sleep because she done drunk some E&J or something, and then done
Mm-mm.
knocked out.
I don't be on long enough to do that. I be trying to get on and get off, say what I got to say, Jay Wilson, and get up
Mm-mm.
out of here. But
But I'm talking
it
about
was
when we
very.
first started, Olivia.
I'm
I'm talking
glad
about when
you
we
did.
first started
Oh yeah, way back in the day. Oh,
back in
absolutely.
the day.
Yeah,
and
back in the
see
day, it used to be fun, child. I mean, come on
But
now,
you
we
ain't
used to
never
have
went to
fun.
sleep.
I ain't never went to sleep, Jay Wilson. I ain't never went to sleep.
Baby, we
Mm-mm.
done seen about 4, 5 creators done gone to sleep on their platform.
and see and another thing, I don't know what the big pull is to have uppity on these channels.
Oh,
That's a
Well,
total
well,
mess.
see, here's the thing. Now the thing is they done turned against her, and so the Bison said she bet people. She had a whole bet pool going on. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. Betting people that she won't have her on her channel for a whole year, right? But yet and still you doing comment about her, so that means you getting over. So because you can talk to her like in somebody else's chat, but just not on your chat. So that I mean, like what? What?
but
I'm
people like a
confused.
tragedy, and that's what they do. They like a tragedy.
They like
I
that.
was telling
They like
Uppity Girl, you weren't
tragedy.
gonna ever win no cooking competition.
At all. At all.
Love a
at all.
train wreck. Love it. And then they know that girl is honey staying in a whole mental facility. Her daughter, but you still making comment about it. You big
Mm,
old bison. She need to be in some kind of obese facility. Okay, girl, you
yeah.
can't talk about nobody. I'm like, girl.
I just think that it goes to show this is where we have come now, where we are elevating this type of behavior. You
But
know,
Jay Wilson, did
um,
you hear that Bison calling herself the queen? Because nobody else wouldn't call her the queen. I was thinking, is she shading Pizarro her bestie? Because there was some people saying was Pizarro is the new queen, but ain't nobody called her the new
let me
queen.
say this,
So honey, she
Olivia,
done
when
called
people got
herself
to
the
get
queen.
themselves monikers, I always
Yes.
step back because people who
Exactly.
do it, they know what they do it for. And
Mm-hmm,
people who got
mm-hmm.
to be a queen or king, that means they were never queen or king in their own lives. And they need
Thank
people to
you.
validate them because I'm
Thank
a
you.
king every day in my real life.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
And I don't need nobody to
You gotta come
validate me.
online to get some kind of acceptance, like you said, a validation. What I mean? That
Stop.
is
Stop
weird
that
to me. I'm
validation.
like, girl, where is
They
your
was trying to give me the king of shade, and I'm like, nope, nope, absolutely not.
right, absolutely not. Like
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
no.
Yeah, just because you can do it, that don't mean you the king or queen of that. And when people start doing
Mm-mm.
that, but that's what they need. And again, numbers come, numbers go. You may be
Right.
on a high point
It's
one
this
day,
they
and you may
turn
be on
right
a low
now.
plateau.
Yep. Everybody get a turn, Jay Wilson. It's this they turn right now. That's
That's
all.
right. That's right.
That's
But my
all.
thing is this: when it's not your turn, are you still gonna be relevant?
Well, no, they ain't relevant now to me. But my thing is the way they get their turn is they are really they call themselves beef sector. But why are you bringing in all these dusties and all this trash just so you can get them extra numbers? And then you really turning on your own subscribers. Because if you got
But
your
Miss Olivia, they
subscribers, you
don't
telling
see
your
that, and how
subscribers
they look at
to
this,
go
and
to
how
these
they would
beef
look at this
sectors.
how they would look at this conversation is, oh, they jealous and not. Mm-mm, but we see
Child,
what's
they know
going
I
on.
ain't jealous. I hope they die. Child, they know I ain't
So,
jealous. I wish one of them wouldn't say
telling the
that.
truth says some content creators are stupid. These dudes are
Absolutely.
trying to infiltrate platforms.
That's
Why do
all.
you think that people are gifted memberships? A
Hmm.
content creator got flooded with gifted memberships. They are looking for something.
They are looking for something. They so stupid. You know what I mean? If you got strange people I ain't even ever seen before claiming other sectors, like China was saying, she was trying to explain, and I know her phone was messed up, but she trying to say, hey, I don't know these Dusties. Who is they? They claiming this sector and that sector. We ain't never seen them before.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't think anybody is jealous. I just think we're seeing what's
I,
going on now. I don't know what happened to Shelly, but that is unfortunate. And I feel like Shelly, Olivia. See, Shelly's like, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction to be
no,
arguing back and forth. They did
I
some
agree
trash
with
to
her.
me, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to give them that
Oh
because I don't
no,
even know these people.
I don't know them
And
people.
if I don't know you and you doing this, the real problem lies with you, not
Yeah,
with me.
I don't know them
What happened
people.
with Shelly?
I think one of these people reached out and maybe called someone. I'm not sure, but she briefly mentioned that she had nothing to do with this, and and she said, but I'm not going to give people the satisfaction.
I
Oh
don't know them.
wow. Oh wow.
I
So I
won't
don't
give
know
them the
what happened, but
satisfaction
Shelley
either.
knows, and I'm sure she'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, sometimes the OGs just deal with it. People didn't know what was going on. So Miss Olivia just found out about the situation with me and Diva Tomboyish.
I did.
Um, so
Yes.
she just found out. But then, I didn't share that situation that I was talking about with people calling jobs and stuff and
Oh,
how sick they were until Deanna Irvin brought out that situation. And I'm like, yeah, and this is what happened. And I told them exactly what happened. And I
oh,
said, and this is what y'all support. Y'all think this is talent.
no, that ain't
Let me
talent.
tell you something. I ain't ever about taking somebody's livelihood and employment. That's
No, that's
crazy.
what I
I
was
don't
getting
do that.
ready to say. Why would you do that?
I don't
That's
do that.
crazy.
I don't. I'm not trying to figure out XYZ, but that's what
Yeah.
they do, Miss Olivia. And see, this is the thing. They think that's power.
No, it's
Somebody
not.
said you getting a little too beside yourself. I need to dox you. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
so they use that as a power thing because again, people who don't have no power anywhere else, they get some kind of gratification off of this.
That's
So
horrible.
instead of empowering people, they get their power off of trying to entrap and belittle and threaten people. That's what they
That
try
don't
to
make
do.
no sense. Well, I just don't understand. Why would you take away somebody's livelihood as hard as it is
Because
in
people
this
who don't have
country right
nothing to
now?
lose will cause you to lose everything.
Because
That's
you to
why I
lose
don't entangle
everything.
with and deal with them type of people.
That's what I
Mm-mm-mm.
said. I got
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
And so my thing is, I don't know you. I don't need to engage with
I
you.
don't know you. I don't, Jay Wilson. That's what I be saying. I don't know them people. They talk
Yeah.
about merge this and merge that. I don't know them people.
That's what
baby.
I
When I
get.
tell
You know
you, when
what? I don't merge. If somebody say I want to move in your house, well, boo, if you don't have the deed, you can't move in here.
I know that's
So
right.
my thing is, even though I'm in this area, you can't move in my house.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Absolutely
not.
not.
So
one
that's how
thing
I look at it.
one thing I could say about Miss O, honey, Miss O guards her gates. Do you hear me? You ain't coming in her chat with all that. She'll tell
No
you in a
way.
minute, let me go ahead and block you. She don't play
Yep.
it. You know, it,
No.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Because there's some
Yeah,
people trying to get, like Jay Wilson said, there's some people trying to get in your house.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I ain't got
and
time
we've
for
we've
all
had
that.
some things, and like I said, we in the beef sector have not been perfect. But the thing is, once certain things happen, you should learn from it. You should reflect and say, okay,
Right.
how would I execute this differently? Because I
Right.
have not always been perfect, but my thing is, I made up my mind at some point in time where I need to know the who, what, when, where, and how. How did you get this
Yeah.
information? How do we know this X, Y, Z? That's what I do now.
Mhm. Well,
Who
like you
are you?
said, Jay
How do I
Wilson.
know you? China
Yeah.
White
Well, like,
almost didn't get up here because I'm like, wait a minute. And then when she said she was China White, I'm like, okay, I know
mhm.
who you are. But
Yeah,
Mhm.
baby, nobody just don't pop up here unless you give
Right.
me some history. And then I'm gonna ask the people, who is this? And if I
right.
don't know
Yep.
who you are, then you're not coming up. And you know
Yep.
what? I'm not gonna block you right away. I'm gonna see what you do. And
Mhm.
every last one of those, as Miss Olivia called interlopers, have
Yep.
cursed me out and called me a gay slur. And I'm like, that's what you wanted to do in the first place.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, like you said, Jay Wilson, we'll fight with each other, but we ain't. You ain't. You fight with each other, but when
Baby, I
somebody
done fought with Miss
come into your house,
Olivia. She done fought with me. I used to
right?
call her Hattie Mae. Baby, we done
Anime
fought.
channel.
Me and
Yeah.
Miss Olivia done fought. I done fought with Shelly. I told Shelly I would get her $90 worth of ass whipping if she show up at that T.S. Madison thing messing with me. Baby, and Miss Olivia, these people like say you sure do cuss. Y'all don't understand. I have really cut back on my cussing because when we first started, I cussed a whole lot.
Well, and then
A
plus too,
whole lot.
it used to be, worth the beef. That's why Jay Wilson, I say I don't beef no more, because who really is it to beef with anymore? Nobody. I don't know
Yeah,
these new
baby.
people.
Ooh, me and Boss Lady, New Jersey. You remember when Boss Lady used to have that little nursery school
Yes, them
with
dolls in the back.
them spooky baby dolls?
Yes. Mm-mm.
Baby, that was back in the day. That's when you had to upload your stuff. You had to see what the person said, and then you had to upload your stuff and then
Yes.
come on back with it. I mean, it was totally, totally different. We
Yeah.
had we
Nowadays you
had
got people
moments in the
running.
beef sector.
Yeah. And but then to see the beast was authentic. That's my thing. They
That's
playing the
it.
whole story line, fake storylines. Jay Wilson, none of it
Those
is
beats were
real.
authentic. They were authentic.
Yes, that was
Um,
authentic beefs.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, we had some dark moments, and I have a feeling. I have a feeling when it went dark. A lot of people didn't think that, but something specific that
Yeah.
Larry Nelson thing, to
Mm,
me, it was a turning point.
mm.
It was a turning point because now we digging into people's personal life, talking about their daughter and what they did, and I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
I
And
wouldn't
then
even
we
know
we
this,
kept on
baby.
telling him, you need to handle that in the courts and stop handling this in the court of YouTube. This is not the place. But people wouldn't listen, Miss Olivia. So you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
What's up, B. Lenora? B. Lenore, I'm not fighting with anybody. Me, Miss Olivia, and Creole Butterfly are just talking about how we are not going to fight with people, how we see
Mhm,
that these new
mhm.
people are trying to come up and click on links to get content. China White just confirmed that these people weren't in the Manosphere. They were
Nope.
rejects from the Manosphere. Now they're trying to find some place to
Didn't I tell
go.
you that, Jay Wilson? Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did say that, Miss Olivia, and she
Yeah,
just came and
they're not
confirmed it.
intelligent enough. Yeah, they don't know how to debate. They are not intelligent enough to even be part
You
of the
all,
mainstream.
I want y'all to check out V. Lenore. And again, V. Lenore is another person who I fought with. And we don't have that issue. Again, it was never anything personal. But I will say that V. Lenore is doing some really good interviews with some
Yes, she is.
really important people, some
Yes,
people
she
who have
is.
some information. Go check
Mm-hmm.
her out. I know we don't like that kind of stuff. We'll sit here and look at a panel that can do nothing for us. But this sister has some people on here that are really telling us some good things. Go
Yeah.
check out V. Lenore because her interviews are good.
Yes,
Miss
they are.
Olivia, she talks about what's going on in the beef sector, but Miss Olivia is dealing with politics. She's
Yep.
dealing with social issues.
You too.
Miss Olivia deals with that. Miss
Well,
Olivia
include
can
yourself.
roast and
Include
gag and
yourself, Jay
cuss you
Wilson.
out. But one thing I can say about Miss Olivia is she is deeper than that.
Right.
Okay. And
Well,
that's one
include
thing I
your.
can say about OGs. We got other things that we can
Yeah.
do besides sit up here and roast and gag, whether it's
Yeah.
politics, singing,
Yeah.
sewing, cooking.
Yeah. Yep.
OGs got other things besides beefing.
Yeah.
And
I
don't
just
forget
want to
my
say
little
include
channel.
yourself, Jay
My little
Wilson.
channel is doing a little something, something too.
What you say, Creole?
I said, don't forget my little channel. My little channel does a little something, something too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Creole Butterfly. Please don't forget her. Make sure you drop your link. What did you say to Miss Olivia? I'm sorry, Creole was talking. What did you say?
I just wanted you to include yourself.
Yeah.
Oh
Please
yeah,
include
you know what?
yourself.
We do a lot of stuff. We do.
Yeah.
I know I do. But my thing is this, you all. Let me tell you something about the OB sector too. We could sometimes we couldn't stand each other, but we're gonna give each other some credit. We're gonna
Right.
give now.
Absolutely.
We may not like you, but we'll give you some credit. Now, Lord
Absolutely.
knows I talked about Food Junkie and them Bob Foster, Alvin Ailey costumes he was making, but he can sew though. You ain't gonna
Yes.
ever say that he can't sew. That
Right.
man can sew. Now, whether he was gonna wear to Vegas, that was his business. But
What he do
he
with
can
him?
sew. You're never gonna ever hear me say that because at the end of the day, it's no animosity for real. But I am never going to try to discount somebody's talent. I know people may not like Five Baby, but she sure can sing.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. Don't say nothing. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Okay. But y'all, that's all I'm saying today. So I'm not trying to beat up any content creators. This conversation has taken a whole new turn and it's been going a whole lot of places. But at the end of the day, I don't hate nobody. I just see these plays for what they are. Um, I don't feel it necessary for me to fight for somebody, whether you ask me or not. And I know nobody ain't called my name, but I'm just being very clear because it's almost like, oh, this person is fighting for the beef sector. And I'm just telling you why I am not, whether you called my name or not. So I'm being very clear on that. I agree with Creole Butterfly that people who got things going on in their life don't have time to be sitting up here dealing with reckless people. So,
Man.
but look, y'all, I gotta go because I
Okay.
got a phone
Thank
call to
you,
make. What you say, Creole? Well, anyway, you all, it was real. I want to thank all the ushers. I see you, Simply Pink and Green. I want to get a smart show, a holla. He's a content creator as well. Rico the Brat. I think that's Rico the Brat on here. I saw Queen Tulsa, and I'm gonna give Queen Tulsa a shout out. I'm not angry at Queen Tulsa. I'm angry at the situation that happened, but I'm not angry at Queen Tulsa. I think Queen Tulsa is sweet, but I just think that situation, I don't think she was understanding what I was trying to say. I don't hate Queen Tulsa. I just hate the situation that occurred over that Honest Road channel. I want to be very clear on that. I want to thank all of the subscribers. Olivia the Oracle came on, Creole, Diva Tomboyish, all of the people who came on. I appreciate you. All of the ushers who were here, you all, I appreciate you all so much. Dr. Lashana Roos Brown, who's here, and she's a blessing. And she works for other folk, and I'm glad she's doing a good job at other folk. Sabrina T, Ebony 757, Ron P, Uncle Claude, Game Tight, Rodney, Vivian, Reason is Key, Shawnee XOXO, all of the new content, all of the ushers. Want to thank you all. So y'all have a good one. Peace and love. Y'all take care and enjoy this April Fool's Day. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.